Hello. Welcome. Welcome.
Willkommen.
We're back with more Embers of Autumn as per usual on Wednesday nights. This is our 37th session.
Woo!
What?
That's almost as many as the entirety of my last campaign.
Yep. Some announcements before we begin. We have a link tree. You can find our Patreon, our Twitch, our YouTube, Twitter, OnlyFans, many vids, all over
TikTok.
there. TikTok, Chatterbait, all there. You can check it. Yep.
I don't know what that last
Great.
one
You
is.
really said it.
Great. We also raised money for Color of Change, which is a really great charity, and it's also Black History Month, so please donate if you can, because it's a really great charity. And they do a lot of good for people of color. So if you can donate to that charity, please do. It's great. They do a lot of good. If I cough during stream, my apologies. I will try to mute myself because I'm dealing with COVID symptoms. All right. So, anybody else want to yeet something?
Codex Legendarium this Sunday. We didn't have Codex Legendarium last Sunday because Justin was having COVID symptoms.
Yep.
We wanted to make sure we distanced for that one. We wanted to make sure we
Yep.
didn't none of us caught anything from him.
Correct.
But I believe we should be back this week, and we'll be back with a full party. Because of some scheduling things, a thing I set up to be a semi-permanent or the long-term thing in game to help with scheduling no longer is necessary, so it'll be ending sooner than anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun. So I'm actually gonna be working with those two to go through like the entirety of what I had planned for that all before they get back. So like within 12 hours.
Nice.
Because I think you've all just had like a long rest and like a half day of adventuring, if that, through the Witch's Mountain.
Anyone else?
Kate has an Etsy store.
I do. I sure do. You can get cool, fun stuff like this custom dice bag. It's holding a lot of dice, so bear with me. Ooh, pretty. It's got like 2 different patterns. Yeah. Etsy.com/shop/KateCraftStudio US.
There you go.
Back to you.
All right. All right. Give me a second. So, last we left off, the party completed their prison break-in and fought Voxel Osterbrand, who was invisible, and stabbed Ven in the back. That's exciting, right? Also joining the fight was the prison warden, a drow woman named Benzova Mayet, who was also invisible and appeared. And the fight didn't go how the warden and Voxel anticipated because of some stunning effects and everything else. It was great. And Voxel was thrown into the sphere in the basement of the prison and was consumed by it, which is great. The warden turned into some monstrous creature during the fight, was dispatched, and the party proceeded forward through the under prison, dealing with weird telepathic messages from this thing, just telling people, talking to them about their nightmares and stuff. It's real fun. Yes, to answer the question right now, so it's only just retext, but yes, you guys had a long rest at the end of the last session.
Okay, cool.
Dealt with the under prison stuff. Activated a trap in a corridor that impaled everybody, and it was real bad. But then people used their DM inspirations to avoid said trap, so it was fine. Trap was deactivated, got into the warden's basement office, and discovered a journal regarding the sphere being part of the moon, essentially, and being really weird, and it consumes things and talks in people's minds, and those proficient in Arcana are more susceptible to it. But for some reason, other people in the party were susceptible to its whispers, so that's fun. Party freed Dax's parents from the prison, and then messaged the headmaster of the Soulspire Academy to come and aid in said investigation and help figure things out, I guess. He came, teleported Dax's parents away. The prison guards got killed by Druck. People were investigating the sphere, and Druck shot a crossbow bolt into it, which unleashed a necrotic surge that killed Ven, but Ven was brought back to life, so it's all good.
Can I ask a point of clarification on that?
Yeah.
So like, it was because it wasn't organic, right?
Correctamundo.
Okay. Thank you.
Ven died. Ven was brought back to life. The party just decided, okay, let's fuck this place. Had all the evidence they needed, the journal, notes, everything. And we're going to go talk to the High King Richter of Remnant, where they currently are, this country of the continent. They're going to go talk to the High King, but they didn't know how to get there. And it was a long way to go. So the headmaster teleported them as close as possible without alerting anybody because of some tensions with the Soulspire Academy and the Magic School on Remnant. Teleported you all into the Ravenwood Forest and told you to go east. You set up the tower, took a long rest, and find my notes. Doing the usual, packing the furniture away and shrinking the instant fortress, you all wake up the following morning somewhere in the Ravenwood Forest, whose name you were given by the headmaster of the academy. That's why you know the name. It's a chilly winter morning, and the black feather-like foliage of the trees is covered in a thick dusting of powdery snow. The bark of the trees is a deep gray in color, with a slight marbling look to them and a kind of gritty, grainy texture to the bark. The ground itself is thick with snow that seems to be about a foot or so deep. There are no visible paths, nor roads of any sort. All you know is that the headmaster, Calix, pointed towards the east and mentioned that's where you should head, and with the parting advice that disturbing or harming the trees of this forest in any way is illegal. There are no signs or anything to mark where you may be or how far you are from the next settlement. The forest seems completely owned by nature, no semblance of humanoid life other than yourselves. Oh, and did you roll percentile dice last session?
I did not, because I attuned to it over this past long rest, so I can do it for today.
Correct, you don't have to, because you attuned to it. You haven't spent a long rest attuned to it yet.
Okay, great.
Yes, in the middle of a snow-covered forest, about a foot deep of snow, no visible paths or roads, you're just kind of in the forest. The headmaster pointed to the east and said, if you want to go to Anvilric, the capital, that's the direction you have to go.
What's the temperature outside like? Besides cold.
None of your fucking business.
Negative
15 Celsius.
Oh, okay.
As Druck is packing up the stuff for camp, he's probably going to address everyone and be like,
so, what do we think about what happened back there?
I told you they were innocent, Druck.
I don't think that was ever in. I think that is. Respectfully, I think there was so much more than just. Yes.
I just want to get the basics out. They were innocent, and just everything. They are innocent. I'm just making sure that is stated for the record.
Right. I think that's why we were all willing to jump out of a moving airship and break into a prison for them.
I think what we're talking about is Ven dying.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the horrible nightmare sphere in the scroll that could wipe out a country. I'm much more interested in those.
Yes,
This ties into what I'm saying. Yes.
Well, yes, it's connected, but like the fact that I died is neither here nor there. That's an occupational hazard, which, while uncomfortable, was so quick that I didn't even realize that it had happened. So I'm just going to brush right past it and not think about it too hard.
A bird flies by. Maybe you're still dead.
Firebolt. No. That could be one of Bahamut's dragons in disguise.
Ben, why don't you pinch yourself to make sure you're not dead?
Yes, I'm alive.
Okay, good.
I think that's dreaming, though. I suppose the same rules would apply.
Yeah.
But we don't have anything that could kill it.
No, but this is in the headmaster's hands now, and I'm confident that he can find. If anyone can find something to kill it, I'm sure he can.
We received information That leads me to believe this had something to do with my childhood.
What do you mean?
My poker face is
It was-
shit.
There was mention of this entity or a piece of them being in the forests, the forlorn forests.
Ooh. Oh, right.
And
Where?
I cannot return to Anundio until we have a weapon that could kill it.
Well, the headmaster said it was more of just, or the moon said it was just like another piece of itself, right?
Moon's haunted.
No, more like no. Moon's not haunted. Planet we're on is haunted by the moon.
What I'm saying is,
Moon's a ghost.
we need a weapon
The
that
moon's
can
gray.
kill the moon.
Wait,
Where are we going to find something like that?
we're going to try to kill the moon?
Well, that
Well, you don't have
surprisingly.
to, but that is
But
what I
the
am
moon,
going to
the
try
moon
to-
technically dies every year, though.
Yeah, the moon just died.
Well, right, but I also just died and I came back. But presumably there's a way to make sure it sticks for me. So presumably there's a way to make it stick for the moon as well.
The notes did mention that the moon is also stuck in some sort of loop of dying and rebirth. It says that in the journal.
Maybe we should look at that journal a bit more in depth.
Yeah,
But also,
Quoin,
we can't just-
you.
I posted it in the group chat too.
Yeah.
We can't just kill the moon either, though. It's a vital part of the way this world functions. You know, it brings in the tides.
Do we-
and
We
it-
have another one.
I mean, well, still.
What?
We
How
have
do
a
you know
spare.
this world can operate with just one moon? It's always had two. So if we destroy one, what's going to happen to the ecosystems that two moons provides us?
What? There's only one moon. There's not two.
Oh, is there? I thought there was two.
No, it's one.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking of Critical Role.
Oh, I am. Yeah. I think I also had two moons in
Nope,
in
just
my
one.
last one.
It dies
Okay,
every
just
year,
one.
it disappears, and it's
One.
gone
All right.
for a
Never
couple
mind.
days and comes back.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. It's gone for a few days every year, and everything's fine while it's gone.
Yeah, but for how long is that peacefulness gonna last?
I am telling you right now that I don't care. I will kill it.
Can I make a survival check to see which direction is east? Or can I see through the
When the headmaster
trees?
teleported away, he pointed east.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um
And that was this morning he teleported away.
okay. All right. I think we can walk and talk, but we need to get somewhere where we can talk inside because it's really fucking cold. And I know we got this
Stayed in
fancy
the-
gear,
We could have stayed in the tower.
but like we need to talk to the king. Like,
True.
yeah, we need to get
Um,
moving.
All right. Yes, you're right. Oh, before we go, Druck, did you want this cloak?
Yes,
Oh, all right. Here you go.
here's this one.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Does anybody else want this cloak?
No?
I mean, I should be able to fly on my own now.
Oh, all right. Oh, very nice.
Nice.
And,
And I
uh,
wild shape into a little canary.
Okay, mark
Ooh.
off one of your wild shapes. You don't need those.
This is like
You
you're
don't-
about to have an
you don't-
encounter.
You don't need those.
I
I like
No,
how
you
I
know,
never
wild
used
shape
the
I
black
like-
campaign.
I like how you haven't used your subclass's wild shape features either yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a lot. I'm gonna turn into a mud method.
do that.
Because of the
I
crystal.
think so. Yeah,
Oh,
using
right.
the crystal, I can
Okay.
wild shape into.
Are you doing are you doing that instead of the canary?
Yeah,
Okay. So you wild shape into a method instead.
and I just perch on Ben's shoulder, tempting
Just
him.
explode.
Oh, that's
Um,
dope.
Dax, would you like the cloak, or would you like your belt back actually, or
You
both?
know what, Finn? I.
Oh, but you have the armor and the axe.
I can just take. I can take the ring off for a little bit and put the belt back on.
Okay, so you take the belt, you take this cloak, I'll take that cloak. All right, we're all traded up. Justin, as part of could we have done that like
Yes.
in the hour of like so we are all attuned and everything?
And it's hill giant strength, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Farewell, strength of a hill giant. I'm back to being 11 strength. I went from 21 to 11. I feel everything just feels heavy right now. My body feels heavy.
Your
Like,
shoulder
just-
slumps under the weight of the method.
Yeah, just oh dear, oh
And
everything
also,
gravity just increased.
Kenna, just so you know, because you had removed curse cast on you in regards to the crystal, it's not
Mhm.
it's not indefinite symptoms you're rolling for again. You're going back to the tiny symptoms again.
Sweet.
Yeah, until you get 5 of those, and then.
Sweet.
So,
Okay, sick.
So which way is east?
It's that way. I'm pretty sure that's the way the sun is at the very least.
It's also the way he pointed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drunk will look. and Just
I
nod.
could turn into a bat with this cloak.
Yes. If in dim light, I believe.
Yes. You have to be in dim light, but the bat transformation, if you go into bright light, doesn't end.
And
like
the
flying.
stealth
It's great
the,
for recon.
and the stealth
Yeah.
advantage is just is
always
at all times.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all start going east through the forest through this dense,
Mm-hmm.
foot deep snow. Okay.
Yep.
I would like someone to roll me a d10 for today.
I'll do it. I volunteer as tribute.
And then somebody else roll a d4. It's about
5.
6 a.m. at this point. It's pretty early.
4.
5 and 4. Okay. All right. Cool. I have to pull up a bunch of stuff now. That's fine. But you're
So-
walking.
So Druck,
Yes.
looking through that book with those notes, it's also interesting, mention the child of the Goliath was attached to him from the day of their birth, which I find interesting, considering I thought my mother and father were both more inclined toward our Mathnin, which caught me quite off guard.
I don't think that's what it means.
I really hope it doesn't, Quoin.
Because, Druck, why do you think you're connected to this entity?
It was mentioning very specific things to me inside my head.
It also mentions that Voxel had a piece of it in his house, and that was why the warden thought he was susceptible to it, because he had a piece of it for such a long time. Did anyone else own a piece of the moon?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, actually. Do you know that black ring I always used to wear until I died?
Yes.
Well, when I was... yes, okay. That makes more sense now. When I was born during the moon death, the pieces come off of it. And my father had taken a bunch of the pieces and had a ring fashioned for me, which I always wore. And that's why it was so important to me, because he had it made for me. And now I'm thinking maybe it's not such a bad thing that it's gone now, considering what's happened. And you see Dax playing with the ring of mind shielding instead now.
After about 5 hours,
Oh.
yeah, you come to a rickety rope bridge, suspended
I'm no longer a method.
Okay. Suspended over a chasm tied to 2 trees and stretches over the chasm about 600 feet. The chasm just stretches as far as the eyes can see. Below the bridge is a 300-foot fall onto a frozen river. You have a rickety rope bridge tied between 2 trees and a 600-foot trek across the chasm.
Can we see how strong this bridge looks?
It's a bridge made of rope. It looks like it's single file. It's got like the one little rope that you have to kind of like 1 foot in front of the other, kind of hold onto the sides and walk. And it looks like it's pretty sturdy. Like the only reason it's rickety is because it's blowing in the wind.
Okay.
But it's not like it's not one of those rope bridges that has the planks on the bottom. It is just a single rope that you would walk across. Technically, like 1 foot in front
more
of the
of
other.
a tightrope with handholds.
Like a tightrope with handholds.
Oh, I'm not dealing with that. How light or dark is it out right now?
It's still early morning. You guys left camp. You guys left your camp area about 6 a.m. So it's about 10.
Daylight.
Okay. Ready for some bullshit.
If I use my other wild shape, I can start flying some people across, I think.
I can get myself across, actually. I'm going to summon my Modron.
Okay.
Pull him out of my pocket. Would you please sit on my shoulder? I know. We'll see.
Just stares at you.
How about sit on top of my head?
Sits on top of your head.
Perfect. Hold on tight. And then I am...
Are you telling it to hold on tight?
Yes.
It doesn't hold on tight.
I move around a bunch, but does it stay on there? Like if I bend over and stuff, does it like stay on or does it fall off?
It falls off, but it has wings, so it's just like...
Okay. Get on my head and hold on tight. And hold on to my horn nubs.
It doesn't.
Follow me, then.
It does.
Okay, perfect. Then I am going to finally. This is such a long process, and which means I don't feel bad about how dumb this is about to be. I'm going to use my racial ability, Cast of Darkness, centered on myself.
Okay.
And since I am technically in darkness, which follows me, I
you
unfurl the cloak
see.
and I look through the Modron's eyes, so I can see with true sight through the darkness.
Okay. It's
It's
a little glitchy because it looks like you're like.
I'm looking at I'm watching myself third person.
It's like you're
now.
playing GTA. It's just like.
Yeah, I'm playing like so. Yeah, so but I want to go like. Basically, I want to aim up and over. I'm gonna basically switch back and forth, like to keep an eye on myself to course correct. But like I'm for the most part just gonna like take off and just fly up and over.
Okay, what's your flying speed with the Cloak of the Bat?
40 feet.
What is the monodrone's fly speed?
Oh yeah. It's probably
30 feet.
Okay, so
it's just 10 feet behind you.
Yeah, well, I'll slow down so I'll just fly like.
So that's how you get across.
Yep.
Okay.
With this stacked up pile of bullshit.
How long does darkness last?
Darkness lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay, you can easily get to the other side.
Yeah.
With the Modron, he follows you.
Yep. And then I'll land and end darkness. So just this bubble, just this inky black void appears and just lifts up and then just flies across the.
The Modron is still following you because that was the last command it was given.
Okay. Well, then I'll put him away.
He crawls into the pocket.
Perfect.
I will test this rope bridge out first.
Okay.
I think I weigh the most.
It might be a tie between you and Dax, yeah.
Yes.
Well, they are wearing heavy armor, so that's.
They just gotta stick together.
Well, then
this is definitely a better like single file, possibly one at a time bridge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Druck's gonna.
Okay. To balance acrobatics check.
With the cloak of Arachnida.
All right. You can just walk along it without any issues.
Yeah.
Doop boop boop boop. Yep. You get across without any issues. That leaves Quoin is just gonna fly across.
Mm-hmm.
So Quoin gets across. That leaves Kenna and Dax.
What are the odds that I have seen either a giant canary, a giant dragonfly, or a giant eagle in our travels?
You haven't seen any. You haven't seen any of those during the course of the campaign, but where you grew up, giant dragonfly would make the most sense.
Sick. I'm gonna use my second wild shape to wild shape into a giant dragonfly. And before I do, I'm gonna tell Dax, "Hey, you want to ride?"
Well, let me see if a giant dragonfly can carry Dax.
It's a large creature.
Yeah. Let me just. It's based on like strength modifier and stuff. So you turn into a giant dragonfly.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a strength of 15. There is a way to figure out their carrying capacity. I gotta pull it up.
Oh shit! Giant dragonflies have uncanny dodge.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's from Wild Beyond the
yeah.
Witchlight, the Feywild
That's
adventure.
freaking cool.
So it's 15 times your strength score. So 15 times 15 would be your carrying capacity in pounds. So your carrying capacity is 225 pounds.
How much is Dax carrying?
Way
I
more than that.
alone weigh 250
Yeah,
pounds.
you can't.
Oh,
you,
no.
can,
There's-
you can't carry Dax as a
Dax-
giant dragonfly.
I can carry Dax, and then I can make a second trip and carry Dax's stuff.
Dax is just Dax. Can you give me a bump? And Dax just holds on to the two like the two ropes that you pull yourself along.
You have to yell a little bit because
Yes, like,
you and Ken are standing side by side, and the droning from this giant dragonfly can be heard out to 120 feet. It's so loud.
Just give me a little bump, Kenna.
I back
And-
away 20 feet, and then I just straight ahead at 60 feet per, or 10 feet a second.
So
Just
Dax
headbutt Dax in the back.
Dax is gonna time it so they use their levitate. So Dax like
Okay.
levitates, and then Kenna can just like boop them.
You can also
Yeah.
pull yourself along on the.
Yeah.
I
you
know,
just
but if
pull
she's a
yourself-
giant dragonfly, it'll just look cool.
I
mean,
see if
the-
you can
the-
push Dax along. Make a strength, just a flat strength check, because this thing does.
It's a dragonfly.
Yeah.
Honestly, it'd be really cool
Ooh.
to just like get a like lasso around them as a dragonfly, and then have Dax hang on and levitate and just like
Also-
water ski through the air.
It's
How
a
long-
dirty 20, by the way.
Okay. You hit Dax to move them. You don't move super far because you do have a set speed as levitate. It's like 20 feet.
But they're going like
They're
consistently 20 feet
crossing
around.
consistently 20 feet around across a 600-foot chasm. I believe levitate lasts for a minute.
Up to 10 minutes.
Okay. I need to do some math.
Oh, God.
Oh, you rise vertically up 20 feet. So the way you rise up, you can't grab onto the bridge. So you're just 20 feet up in the air. Just. So Dax kind of does have to push you, otherwise you're just
Yeah.
stationary 20 feet up.
Up to 20.
I think
feet.
I'm just consistently pushing Dax across.
Also,
then.
actually,
Yeah.
how much do you weigh?
I'm
plus-
250 pounds.
How much- how much-
I have
how much
78 pounds of stuff.
Okay, because it can do up to 500. So you're
500
good.
pounds.
Okay. How long will it take to travel 600 feet, 20 feet around? That's fine. It's finicky because you're 20 feet up in the air. And I believe you do keep floating with levitate. I don't know, but it's arduous and a pain in the ass. But eventually, the last two members of the party get across the chasm. We'll say just as levitate ends. So Dax lands on the edge of the chasm just as levitate ends.
Well, we managed that.
And then I stay as a dragonfly for 4 more hours.
Okay. Just this loud droning sound that can be heard up to 120 feet. Just brrrr. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
That's a little loud.
What?
yeah. When it beats its wing, the dragonfly emits a loud droning sound that can be heard out to a range of 120 feet.
We're announcing ourselves to every monster within 120 feet of us.
Oh, what's my passive?
All you gotta really look out for are the giant frogs.
Yeah.
But you do get to the other side safely. The bridge completely bypassed. Fuck.
I start just walking on the ground next to everyone
As a dragonfly,
as a giant
you have
dragonfly.
10 feet of walking speed.
Yeah.
Super slow.
Okay.
Okay.
After about you
It's like a
continuing
Fantasia clip.
continuing through the forest. Another 3 hours passes. You're at the 8 hours already of travel time.
Oh boy.
So you can continue to keep going and just push through exhaustion until nightfall if you want. It's not too.
Do we have any
long.
idea how
Nah,
far we are?
No, you don't.
Hmm. We may want to make camp. And by camp, I mean set up the tower.
It's about early afternoon.
Yes.
If it's still only been 3 hours, can I fly up over the trees and try to spot a settlement?
Yeah, sure. You fly up over the trees and you don't spot any settlements.
Okay.
You're still pretty far out from one.
Okay.
All right.
If we're settling down, or if we're taking a break, I'm gonna drop Wild Shade.
Okay.
I will carefully look for a spot where I can.
Doesn't look like it. A lot of these
there's
trees
nowhere-
are
there's
dense.
no-
A lot of these trees are densely packed together, so throwing up the tower would definitely dislodge some of them.
So there's no clearings or anything. You kind
Not
of
in
see any
this-
clearings or anything?
Not in this area of the forest, no.
Oh, that is a dense forest. Okay. Hmm. Well, everyone, we could keep walking and see if we could find a place to set up the tower. Otherwise, we can set up in the set up a shop in the just here in the woods.
Woods. We've done it before. No biggie. I will scout a bit, I think.
All right. Justin, quick question.
Okay.
Are there any like rock outcroppings visible anywhere or something, or like boulders or
Nope.
anything like that?
Just snow and trees.
It's just like dirt basically. No like hills or anything with rocks.
No dirt or anything. You just see snow and trees.
Oh, okay.
Are there any tracks of predatorial wildlife like wolves or bears?
You can make a survival.
Mountain lions.
You can make a survival check.
Another 18 for a 27.
Not in this area.
I mean, it's pretty clear wildlife, which is strange. Like, you would expect some, at least wolf packs out hunting this time of year, but there's nothing out here, I don't think.
Buck's gonna walk up the nearest tree.
Okay. You get to the top. It's like 100 feet up.
Cool. And I imagine we're getting into the evening.
This is like early afternoon still.
Oh, okay. Does the moon operate in this world where it comes out only at night, or is it similar to
Ours.
and so it can still be out during the day and
It's
stuff?
still visible.
Cool. I'll have a look.
Okay. You look at it. It's there. It's completely intact because it's a new year. So.
And he's gonna plant his feet, aim his crossbow,
Okay.
and he's gonna loose one at
Okay,
in its
just
direction.
It
Yeah.
sails for about whatever the distance is, and then just into the forest.
You are a good weapon, but not good enough.
And he'll like give it a like he'll pat it and just like kind of, stroke it, give it a pat on the butt of it.
Okay.
He'll just look out for a bit and then come
Okay.
back down.
All right. Yeah. Nothing. You don't see any settlements. This forest is definitely like uninhabited. People can't make settlements in this forest really because of the laws. Can't cut down trees.
Yeah.
Can't. So Druck scurries down the tree.
I didn't see anything.
All right. Would there be a spot in the canopy open wide enough to start a fire safely?
Yeah.
Okay. We should gather loose wood that has already fallen.
All right.
Is loose wood that is it's just you can't harm the trees, right?
Can't harm the trees. So
The
here's
living ones. Like,
everyone make perception checks for looking for loose wood.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Quoin got a 13. What Druck get?
21.
Here's the thing. None of you find any bits of branches, discarded wood, nothing. Occasional pine needles that look like raven's feathers, but that's about it. It looks like these trees don't, what's the word I'm looking for?
Die.
Yeah, like the branches don't fall. They never. The trees. It looks like the trees never like wear.
They don't like really shed or anything.
There's just, there's like a couple
no-
like pine needles on the ground, and the pine needles look like raven's feathers, just black and like kind of the same kind of like texture. But yeah,
There are no birds because they can't build their nests here.
Legally.
Yeah,
yeah. You haven't heard a single bird in here, which
nice.
yeah,
Obey the law.
or it's impossible for them to. But yeah,
Hey, Kenna,
Yeah.
when you woke up the other day, did you get your speak with plants or anything again? Like,
No,
why
I
is
stayed
it
up
so
all night.
quiet?
I stayed up all night
Oh.
reattuning the this, and the last time I slept, I unprepared that spell, so we'll have to wait till the morning if we're resting here.
Would that work with speaking to the trees?
I mean, as long
Correct.
as I don't harm them.
I don't know. The lack of birds. That's a little.
Yeah.
Justin, do I need to roll to see if that crossbow bolt hit a tree?
you're good enough. You're good enough aim to miss a tree,
Okay.
because yeah, that would have counted. Thunk.
Okay.
Sirens just start going off. Ooga, ooga. People with
Wonderful.
machine guns pop out of the snow.
Oh, we don't know him.
So you're setting up camp at 1 p.m.
Oh, it's only one.
Oh yeah, it's
only
early
1 p.m.?
after early afternoon.
Oh,
You
okay.
guys woke up about 5 and started walking. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Well.
pretty
I
early.
guess
I'm
so.
also like on the verge of exhaustion,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah, we can
close
take
to
a
my
minute.
24th hour.
We won't.
We'll take an early break. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like. Yeah, we would just like rest for the afternoon because we've just been through an ordeal. It's
Yeah.
all right to just like camp, don't do anything, and then like actually
Okay.
sleep at a reasonable time at night.
So short rest,
Rest
long
for the day.
rest.
I think we're just gonna hang out until we can get tired enough to take
Okay.
a long rest.
Okay. Someone roll me a d10.
Can I take this opportunity to start brewing up some fire resistance potions?
Yes.
Ooh.
Can I take this opportunity to start transcribing Major Image into my spell book because I forgot I still have spells I haven't copied over.
How long? Yeah. Because
Yeah, it takes 6 hours.
This is just going to move over into the long rest, so you can do whatever you need
Yeah.
to do during this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I take this opportunity to make a snow Goliath.
You can certainly try.
Hell yeah!
Roll a performance check.
Oh my god! Okay, I don't have anything towards that, but I rolled a 7.
It looks real bad.
It looks real bad. But Dax is having. You just see Dax in the background, just like rolling up snow because they can't find any twigs or like stones for like eyes and stuff like that. You just see them like poking holes for eyes and making like a little mouth.
What's the rarity of a fire resistance potion?
Sorry, they're 2 potions of fire breath, not fire resistance.
Right. Okay.
That's
Uncommon.
uncommon. Yeah.
Okay. As per Xanathars, halved for. Because the consumable, it'll take you 1 work week to make them.
And
Okay.
potion of fire resistance is also uncommon.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
So yeah, it'll take you 1 work week to make both of these. So that's like spending 1 work week at rests,
Yeah.
spending enough time to brew them. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get started on brewing those 2
Okay.
fire breath potions.
And there's no checks required. So.
Kinda, what are you doing?
Well, right now I'm kind of just setting up a station since we have a lot of downtime before we actually need to go back to bed. So I'm like setting up my brewing station. I'm gonna distill some of this dragon's blood that we got. Kind of distill the magical properties from the natural properties, and try to make some potions of fire breath.
I found this really cool thing about harvesting.
Oh yeah,
I've been using.
Yeah, I've just got like a Bunsen burner and a
I'm
vial.
gonna see how long dragon's blood lasts before it goes bad.
Ooh. Don't we have the bag of preserving?
It wasn't in the bag. It wasn't in the bag of preserving though.
No, I just had it on my person.
That would really suck if it took longer to make it than it actually lasted.
Yeah.
You know, or longer to make the potion. That'd be rough.
Like when you buy groceries from the store, they just go bad instantly when you're the one buying them, not your parents.
So that would be would that be 40 hours of work? Just so I can like tally them.
Oh, yeah.
For a work week?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Dragons.
And I could probably knock out like 6-7 hours. Or be long rested.
Depends what time you guys want to go to bed. It's 1 p.m. right now.
I mean, if we go to bed with the sun, we'll wake up way early.
Young dragon blood lasts 7 days, and it's been 10 weeks.
No, but it traveled through time with us.
Correct. Okay, this is gonna get fucky. Hold on. It might be not good. Hold on.
Because it was got to.
Like, I have to go back to like what day you all used the stinky hand.
Because we went from Great Lush straight to.
Yeah. There was yeah. I'm just trying to. I have a thing that has like all the time stuff. Figured out. I'm trying to find it right now.
2 days to bit.
Okay, here we go.
I think it's been like 3 or 4 days.
It's been technically it's been 3 days. Yeah. So you've got 4 days left of these things being usable.
Is there once I start making the potion, once I start cooking it, can that?
Yeah, I'll say like once you start cooking it, it'll nullify
Sweet.
Sweet.
Sweet. So yeah, I'm just gonna start brewing that, and I'm gonna also start teaching Druck what I'm doing.
Okay, that takes 8 work weeks to train somebody with a proficiency.
Okay, so this is like a potions 101 for Druck.
And I think there actually is checks involved for that too, to see if they can actually grasp it. Anyways, what's everybody else doing while I look up all this rule shit?
Dax is making a snow fort in the background. 100%. They're like making little chunks of snow, like they're molding it with like their helmet and like trying to light it up.
Make a sleight of hand check. I don't know, sleight of hand, intelligence check. Make an intelligence check. Oh, sorry, it's 10 work weeks to teach a tool.
15.
Alright, it's not a great fort. Druck, what's your intelligence modifier?
-1.
Okay, the time is reduced by a number of work week equal to the character's intelligence modifier. So it's 10 work weeks to teach Druck how to use herbalist supplies.
Very merciful of you to not increase that by to subtract the -1 and make it 11 work weeks.
10 work weeks to teach Druck how to use that. And it's gonna be the same amount of time dedicated to that as it is brewing potions, so it'll have to be done together.
Parallel.
Sweet.
Nice.
Sweet.
All right. Anybody else doing anything? Ven, you're just doing spell stuff?
Yep, spending 6 hours copying Major Image over to my spell book.
Okay.
So, can
Yeah, Druck.
As we're watching it kind of bubble and sizzle, I guess.
Just stirring occasionally.
What do you think we could use to kill this thing? I keep thinking the parts of the dragon that we caught are organic. Yes.
I mean, if you're talking like scales and talons and teeth, I mean, maybe you can make a weapon out of them if it lacks organic stuff, but then it might just eat the weapon. But there's also no telling what's inside of it. Like, it could have, like, its own little demi-plane inside of it where we could take it out from the inside.
You know, if I hadn't put it into that giant automaton, that sphere that destroys absolutely everything would have really come in handy right now. Just push that into the... Though I don't know if the sphere is intelligent enough to push it back, and it may then have access to a sphere that it can control that can destroy everything, and that'd probably be bad, actually. That'd probably be worse.
Organic, though?
It is a black void of nothingness that destroys all material that comes in contact with it.
So is that a no?
I don't know what it is. It's nothingness. It's not anything.
Oh. Tell me if this is stupid, but seems like it could be vulnerable at the very least susceptible to poison. Yes.
That seems like a reasonable theory. Do you have something in mind, Druck?
I have a few things.
And you guys might recognize the grim gusher, so to speak, from the guy that tried to kill himself with it in the house.
What if we drugged it? I still got Don's uncle ear and a little bit of the euphorics dust.
Is euphorics dust from an organic creature?
I mean, is it?
Because my crossbow bolt is from an organic, tree. So
yes, but
perhaps it was the metal.
Yes, the metal tip, probably. Unless by inorganic, does it mean... Well, it takes dead bodies.
Is euphorics dust, what's the word? Is it derived from an organic compound? Like, from a plant?
You don't know.
Okay. Well, we know that
Actually,
uncle's ears.
You can make a medicine check.
Okay,
Based on your background.
I'm gonna do that. Medicine check. Ooh, natural 17 for a 26.
Nice.
Do you want me to message you or say it out loud?
Yeah, you can say it out loud.
It's a mixture of things.
Shit.
Of dead spellcasters.
Oh shit. You know what? I don't know why I didn't think of it till now, but Druck, we should probably stop using that euphorics dust. It's got very unique ingredients.
Like what?
Well, there's mushrooms that are not native to this continent, but that's not the issue.
No.
It's also made up of the Vin, you might want to plug your ears.
That's concerning.
It's made up of the bones of spellcasters.
All right. Where's the thing that's supposed to concern me?
I mean, you know what? I thought you'd be a lot more fazed by this, considering your background, but I think I might have read that wrong. So imagine I died
Yes.
for some reason, and then somebody came and found my body, and then ground up my bones and used it to make drugs.
We can do that.
Apparently.
Can we do that?
Druk, if you're asking when I die if you can make my bones into drugs, I'm gonna give you a flat no.
If he can't, can I?
We fight a lot of magical beings, yes? If we can smoke them, I mean, that sounds like a good time.
Ven, what are you doing right now?
Probably finishing a major image because it takes 6 hours.
Okay, in your ear you hear this. You're really good at that.
No, who the hell said that?
And then you feel kind
Anybody
of
else see-
you feel like a finger kind of just like tickle your earlobe.
Oh no, who's there? What is this?
Ben, you alright?
Something just tickled me.
Do you have a significant other that you haven't told us about?
Kenna, you feel a cold hand run down the back of your neck.
Whoa, nah.
Do you have a significant other that we don't know about? Come on now, we're in a haunted forest,
Dax.
apparently.
You feel someone gently tug on one of your ponytails. Quoin just... What was that? Druck, what's your passive... Your passive perception is pretty high, right?
20.
Yeah. What's your passive insight?
20.
Excellent. You look up and you can see translucent figures, gaunt in the face, dead as shit, ghosts, doing what I just described to everybody else. Just tugging up their hair. And then they all just... And then you can look around and you can see there's about 30 or more kind of just in the tree line, kind of just standing behind trees, poking their heads up from behind trees and just staring.
Are any of them trying to fuck with me?
No.
Alright, I'll just if any of them get close, we'll look at them like as if like I see you.
Yeah, they look
Wait
at
for
you,
'em to-
and you get a sense that's probably why, is because you can sense them and nobody else can, as they just keep like... Ven, you feel like someone, like, as you're like trying to like transcribe this, like you're writing in your spell book and you feel like one of them grab your like quill and like start to draw a big penis.
No, that's my spell book. I've paid so much money for that ink. Stop that.
Make a athletics or acrobatics check.
I would actually like to use my bonus action to summon my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Just glowing radiant
Alright.
greatsword right next to me.
It stops.
I don't swing it. I just
Yeah. It stops, but there is like a little bit of a bell end on your page.
Okay, I can turn that into a symbol.
With my circle, can I sense these figures at all?
Nope.
No.
You
Okay.
need a really high passive insight to sense these things.
It's a 16?
Not high enough.
Ah, shit.
How creepy are these things? Are these like the?
They're like like
I was
Kayako from
thinking
the
of
Grudge.
I was thinking of like the little creatures, in Princess Mononoke that are like kind of creepy but also a little cute, but just creepy.
Haven't seen it. They're like Kayako from the Grudge if they were goblin sized. With like
But
a
they seem to be
big,
doing-
big wide face, big like eyes are like bulging out of the sockets, long greasy black hair, and they're just like
but they're being kind of mischievous, right?
Yeah.
Like, do they have any smiles on their faces
Oh yeah,
while they're
like
doing this?
no,
Okay.
they're not going away. And one of them kind of like you can see like 6 of them kind of like move towards Dax's snow fort and start kicking it down.
Hey, 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 hey!
And then you can
I
see
worked hard
you
on
can
that.
see a massive snow penis starting to be shaped on the base of the Goliath snowman. Just a big, throbbing, veiny.
Mm.
I mean, I've seen bigger on some people. Keep going, whatever you are. Dax is just like more
So-
mad at their snow fort than the snow penis.
I think Dax has the right mind for it. These things around here, you see them, yes? They are mischievous.
Fuck.
See what, Druck?
Ven, make a perception check.
Or
Wow. Okay. I rolled real low and it succeeds anyway. Okay. Cool. All right. Cool.
I'm gonna cast light on the hand of my staff
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of keep lean it against my shoulder as I keep working on my
Okay.
potion stuff.
Okay.
I will see if I can keep them busy while the rest of you finish working.
Sounds good, Druck.
Dax, make a perception check. Druck, you know what? You make a perception check too for this.
That is a 16.
16. Okay. Fails. Druck, what'd you-
23.
23. You see one of these things like creeping up to Dax, and it pulls out like from this weird like gown made of hair, pulls out these like tiny pair of like weird looking scissors, cuts Dax's coin purse, grabs it, and starts to waddle into the woods.
Druck is gonna take the back end of his magic crossbow and just kind of playfully bop it on the head.
I think you should do that back.
is it the kid from the Wild Thornberries?
Does Dax now notice that her coin purse is like
No.
floating or some shit now?
No.
Okay.
And he's gonna hold out a hand.
That's not what I was talking about.
It takes one coin out and put one like one gold coin and puts it in your palm.
That's one.
He puts the rest of the coin purse in your hand.
All right.
And he takes the one coin that was left and tosses it to him.
Okay. Dax, remove one coin from your coin purse. 1 gold.
Can
Don't
do that.
don't remove a gold.
Oh,
Druck will
it's
take
fine.
one. Druck will take one from his and put it in.
It grabs the coin and then, in one motion, swallows the whole thing. And then you can see one of them starting to like gnaw on, and you can see they're like also like gnawing on any bits of metal that people have on them. Like Quoin's armor is like getting chewed on. Quoin's like, what is going on? And all that kind of stuff. But eventually, they kind of all just get bored and wander off.
I'll give one of my crossbow bolts over like a popsicle for one of them.
Eats the whole thing in one go, just.
Nice. All right.
And then eventually they all just wander off.
What was that?
I'm not sure, but all of you should check your belongings. They seem to have wanted to steal a bit.
I'm gonna start checking my pack for stuff.
Same.
Okay. Ven, you're good. Kenna, your Forex dust is gone.
No. Both
Yes.
doses
And
or just
Druck,
one?
you can see like one of them has remained in camp and it's kind of just sat up against a tree, just the empty bag of euphoric dust just beside it.
That's worth it.
It's all gone.
And I'm also messaging you something else you saw, Druck.
Okay.
Dax noticed her coin purse missing.
Yeah.
Where? And you just see like Dax like smacking all of her pockets, going through her bag. My gold, my silver.
Where did you last see it?
I had it on me, and it's gone. That was a lot of gold. Oh. Druck, did you see anything, Ben? Kenna?
I was transcribing.
I was working on these potions. I'm sorry.
Went over to Ven.
It's like, you're good, nothing stolen.
Nope. My sunlight lightsaber floating next to me just moves demonstratively.
You can see Quoin's got like frozen drool and slobber all over the armor.
Oh.
Quoin's just like scraping it off with his claws.
Like hardened boogers.
Yeah. Or like if you have a beard and you get like the condensation that freezes in your beard.
That knowing look, Sam, was hilarious. You just
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, they seem to have moved on, so I guess back to what we were doing.
Yeah, at this point, it's the night's like the sun has like come down. This all happened at like nightfall, so
Oh, cool.
So, does Druck not give Dax her coin purse back?
Oh yeah, you would have.
Okay. I thought
Yeah,
Druck
yeah.
was like, nah, this is mine.
Oh yeah, on his way.
This is
On his,
mine
his
now.
gold.
No.
on his way to check in. On his way to check in with Van, he would have like handed it back to you.
People got
Cool.
out.
Are we looking to turn in at like 10 or 11?
it'd be about 9 o'clock at this point.
That's pretty good.
10, if, I mean,
10 or 11
None of us have
yeah,
an
about 8
actual
or 9.
clock on us, so
We don't have time.
No one's got a keen mind.
keen mind.
we'll just aim for 10 o'clock,
Okay.
just for
We'll,
numbers.
we'll go to
sake.
bed at moon high.
Yeah.
Moon high.
Whatever's left of the moon.
Oh, it's fully intact because it's the
Okay.
start of the year. Yeah, and the moon is
Right.
high in the sky right now, and its rays are piercing through the trees where you all are currently, kind of like the moonlight through the branches.
Yeah. I'm also like, I think it's well past 24 hours for Kenna at
Yeah,
this
so I
point,
need you
and
to
so
make
they're
a con
like
save. Yeah, it's well past
trying to
24 hours,
stay
yeah,
awake.
con
Oh
save.
no. 8. So they're just like,
You have 1 level of exhaustion.
yeah, they're like falling asleep sitting up, trying to work
yeah,
on these
yeah,
potions.
your fork's dust is gone.
Yeah. How many hours would you say that I've been able to do the potions?
7.
7? Okay. Sweet.
Anybody else doing anything before sleepy sleeps? Anyone taking watch?
Let me think. We had 6 hours from there. Yeah, not enough time to transcribe another spell. So I will walk around
Okay.
us.
As soon as you stand up to walk around, you face first in the snow.
Are my boots tied together?
Yes, they are. Druck noticed it. It's really funny.
That's frustrating.
So
I-
you get up to walk around and then just
Yeah, Druck was kind of in a position to hopefully try and catch you before you fell, but
I see.
yeah.
face full of snow.
I will untie my boots.
Okay.
That's why my boots have Velcro.
There you go.
Those Velcro straps.
like
Yours
the
don't?
Material
We-
girl. Anyway,
Do we hear a faint laughing in the distance?
You do. Nobody else does.
Oh, okay.
It's Druck snickering in the corner.
Never.
Yeah, then you get up to walk around this
room. Yeah. Yep. Then I will take 11 minutes once I get up.
Okay.
And then I will cast Alarm around a 20-foot cube around us.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I think that's a good idea.
Druck, you can see the one that's still like passed out by the tree is passed out in your camp where Ven is setting up the alarm, so it's actually still in your camp. Just
there's still one here. They're a bit messed up. Give me a moment.
And Druck's gonna like try to like nudge or like shoo him or like cradle him and like set him outside the alarm area.
It kind of snaps out of it.
Hello.
Beep. Okay, turns around, walks through the alarm.
Wait. It enters the warded area, not exits.
Okay, so it exits and it just saunters off into the woods. The bag of used up Euphoric dust lying in the snow where it was sleeping. Oh, and word of note, they didn't leave footprints or any like impressions in the snow when they moved around.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Well, that was interesting. Are you able to sleep?
Yes, I can sleep.
I could see these creatures. Little unsettling, but they seemed harmless as long as they were not harmed. Yes.
Good.
Right. Very creepy. Haunting, even. But, okay. I'm gonna try this.
And he casts web like out in the distance.
Okay. A web just goes out in the distance.
Whoa.
He's like, I guess he does it with the cape, so the cloak he like goes like that with the cloak.
Yeah, and a big old web just.
This is a strange thing.
And he'll like test it out, try walking through it.
Okay. Yeah, you can walk through it. And you do see one of these things going into where it lives. You see it. You can see it like kind of crawling up a tree, like, and then it just phases into the tree.
Oh shit! You know, I think I have an idea of why these trees are sacred.
Why is that, Druck?
Those creatures that visited us seems as though they inhabit them.
You mean like the ghosts?
Yes.
That you were talking about?
Yes.
Have I heard of anything like that?
Nope.
Of forest spirits? No.
Nope.
Very peculiar.
Well, if they don't try to attack us, I'm cool with them being here.
Druid
Not like I have any
confess.
say, though.
What? Oh, the dick.
Yeah, in Ven's spellbook, yeah.
The spell will still work, right?
Yeah,
It's just the symbol for enlarge reduce now.
Oh my god.
nice.
No, just ever now. Anytime I cast major image, there has to be a dick hidden
Yeah.
somewhere in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Like one of Jester's paintings.
It's like a hidden Mickey, but it has to be a penis.
a hidden penis, yeah.
It's like those old Disney movies.
The
That's
hidden
right.
dick.
Anybody, is anybody doing anything else before you all go to sleepy sleeps?
I'm assuming. Are we gonna discuss who's taking watch, or is everybody just fucking piecing
The
out?
alarm spell's up, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take a last watch if we are taking watches. I just extremely need to sleep.
Only 3 of you
Yeah.
need to take watches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Druck will
And I
take
have the
first
alarm
watch.
set to do the audible ringing, so it'll wake up everybody
Okay.
and not just the mental one for me.
Okay. So everyone can go to sleep while Druck does first watch.
Dax will do second watch after him.
Okay. Who's doing third, if any?
I think Kenneth said they
Yeah,
were.
I'll do third
Okay.
watch.
Alright, so Druck, perception check on your watch.
22.
22. You just see more of those things kind of in the trees, just watching.
Yeah. Every once in a while, if he catches one looking at him, he'll do a kind of kind wave, but casual. It won't be accompanied with a smile or anything.
Yeah,
but it's
just
like
one
a,
just flips you off. And you can see another one's kind of like getting really close to like where Ven casts the alarm spell, like it can see something, and it's kind of just
he'll
looking.
go over and try to shoo it, or look. He'll look where it's looking.
Yeah.
And see what he's looking at.
It's looking to like where Ven was casting
Okay.
an alarm spell around the camp, like the exact spot where Ven was doing it. Kind of just staring at it, sniffing it.
If we back away, it will make a loud noise.
And then just scurries off into the snow.
Druck wants everybody to get their 8 hours, so.
But that's the extent of your watch. Nothing really exciting happens.
Dax, wake up.
Mm.
Sure,
Mm-hmm.
your turn.
Thanks, Druck.
Keep an eye out for the spirits. They seem curious about the perimeter that Ven put up.
I'll do my best, but that's not saying much, Druck. Dax just kind of like clasps Druck on the shoulder.
Okay.
He'll return it. And then lie down.
Alrighty. Dax, what are you doing on your watch? Perception check. Yada
Well,
yada.
first, I'll make a perception check, just looking around, make sure no one's 11.
11. You don't see shit.
All right. Would Dax? This is gonna go so bad. Dax have any incense on them, or since it's their new body and everything, that would have been gone.
Yeah, it's all gone.
You know what? Do you? I feel bad about doing that.
You got 2 hours, so
I mean, do you think I could borrow some off of Ven while
Ven's-
he's sleeping?
it would be a sleight of hand check to not wake Ven up and ruin Ven's rest.
No, that would just be really rude. Okay, so if Dax looks up, they can see the moon, obviously, right?
This time of night, yes.
Okay. Is there any part of the camp where it is like the moonbeams are just really strong and they
All
can
over the campsite. It's coming through the canopy.
Okay. Dax is going to kneel on the ground. And they are going to look up at the moon and they're going to have their arms out open towards it. And they're not doing this loudly, but they are saying it out loud. They're not trying to wake anybody up.
Okay.
Okay. And they just go, and they're like looking directly at the moon, like staring this fucker down.
Mm-hmm.
Just go, see you, Dan. I know you're listening. You used to walk with me. You used to be in that ring on my finger for almost 25 years until recently. I don't know what your influence has been for these past 25 years has fully been, and I don't think I'll ever know. But what's your end game? What happens if you're reunited with that piece in the forest? What do you want? What do you want for me and Druck? What's going to happen to my parents because of you? And like there's like some anger behind the end of it because of just like her like knew her dad got a little more fucked up from it.
Mm-hmm. Does a natural 20 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Something hits you hard in the back of the head.
Dax is going to turn around.
There's a pine cone laying in the snow. No response from the moon. One of these things, you can't see it through a pine cone at you because you're talking too loud and they're trying to sleep.
Okay. I thought I was putting a fucking decapitate.
I thought the
Okay.
moon was attacking Dax. Yeah.
Just like, fuck off.
No, one of these things.
Justin, that was a good one.
So a pine cone hits you in the back of the head. You don't see who threw it, but it came from like one of the trees.
Okay. Okay. Dax is just gonna... Would Dax know if tossing the pine cone back would set off the alarm spell?
It's creatures.
It's
specifically.
creatures.
Okay. Knowing it came from behind, Dax just like throw it
A creature
back.
could just like push a boulder down a hill into somebody's camp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you throw the pine cone back and it just goes into the forest.
And then Dax turns back around and just staring at the moon like,
Okay, you stare at the
I
moon.
know you can hear me, fucker.
Okay.
And then for like 2 hours, Dax is just like staring down the moon.
Okay. That's how your watch ends.
Okay, and then Dax is going to go over to Kenna
Mm-hmm.
and just gently wake them up.
Okay.
Kenna,
Mm,
my watch has ended. Good luck.
5 more minutes, Mom. Huh?
Mommy?
Dax?
Sorry.
Oh.
Mommy? Sorry.
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, Dex. Sorry. What?
Watch out for the pine cones.
What are you talking about fucking pine cones for?
One of the creatures managed to get a very, very, I gotta say, it was very good aim, right in the back of my head.
You alright? You want a good berry?
Oh no, I don't need a midnight or after midnight snack, but just they're jokesters.
Alright.
But I will say, it did scared me. Yeah. I thought it was something else. It's fine.
I think you need some sleep, Dax.
I think I do too. Good night, Kenna. And Dax is gonna go sleep in the ruined snow fort.
Okay. It stinks.
I'm going to
Someone
prepare.
take a shit.
Yeah, there's a big heaping pile of shit in there.
Then Dax is just gonna not sleep in it, and they're just gonna sleep outside, get in their nice sleeping roll,
Okay.
go to bed.
Alright.
I'm preparing my spells for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perception check on your watch, though.
Okay. Perception is a +6. That's cocked. 21.
Uneventful.
Sweet. During my watch, I'm mostly listening because I'm also reading through the last few entries of Mom's journal.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I? I'm gonna DM you something, Justin.
Okay. But the rest will end. And I do need you to roll percentile dice.
For sure. Give D10. 36.
That succeeds by 1. Oh, all right. You can feel you just avoid getting an affliction from that thing. But yeah, everybody can wake up and gain the benefits of a long rest.
Woo!
None of your shit's been stolen.
Good.
You can all see the heaping pile in the snow fort.
Would I also have time to like get a few more hours knocked out on the potion?
Yep. I'll say 2, because that's how long your watch was.
Sweet. Did you get my message?
Sure.
Okay. It was also a 22.
Okay. But everybody wakes up. It's bright and early. Like,
Yeah.
super bright and early. Sun coming through the trees.
Waking up with the sun.
Here comes the sun.
Alright, so kinda I've had these on me for a while and felt strange to get rid of them without your permission, I guess.
What do you mean, Druk?
He holds out a jar full of her previous eyes.
You know what, Druk? You can keep those.
Well, I have been, but I don't know what I would use them for. They seem like they're pretty lively, but I wouldn't know what to feed them, or even if they eat, to just shake them up every once in a while and they
One of them is
run
like
around.
one of them starts like licking the side of the jar.
See,
Is there air holes in
I'm
this
gonna
thing?
I'm gonna hand Druk a good
Yeah, there's like
berry.
a
Okay.
there's like a poke in
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I'm gonna hand Druk a good berry and see if they'll eat that.
all right.
And he'll take the good berry and like squeeze it so that the juice goes in the air hole.
Yeah, they both go rabid.
Wow.
All right, that's really unsettling. But Druk, if you're gonna keep a pet, you're gonna have to take responsibility for it. That means you're gonna have to feed it. You're gonna have to keep it clean. You're gonna have to take it out to do its dirty business.
Ven, you see a snowball coast past your head and land in the snow somewhere. Just psh.
Who threw that? Who threw that?
All right.
Right. I'm going to real quick. I'm going to step, Justin. I want to step behind a tree,
Mm-hmm.
but so like out of line of sight from where the snowball just came from.
Yeah.
And actually, what I'd like to do is that
Are you like right up against the tree?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel something kind of warm on the back of your neck,
Oh no! What is that? I step away from the tree.
and it's like going down your neck, down your back.
Oh, dude! What is that? What is that? What is that? What
It
is
feels
that?
like a liquid.
Oh no! Prestidigitation! Prestidigitation! Prestidigitation!
I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants,
Okay.
and I'm gonna talk to the nearby trees and
Okay.
ask them about the little guys that Druk saw. It's like, hey, Mr. Conifer, my friend saw these little ghostly guys causing mischief. Not any harm, but I just wanted to know what you know about them and how we can interact with them without, disrupting anybody or anything.
They're not ghosts.
Alright. Then what are they?
Protectors.
They're awfully mischievous for protectors.
They don't like people in the forest. People bring fire and axes and blood.
Ooh, they've annoyed the people with the axes and the fire in our group the most. That's cool.
So,
I only have one fire spell.
we certainly don't mean to cause any harm. We're merely just passing through until we can reach a settlement.
Then you will deal with them every night you're here.
Great. Do you or any of your friends nearby know of the fastest route out of the forest so we can leave you and your protectors to relax peacefully?
All we know is what is in the forest.
Alright. Well, thank you very much. If you don't mind, could you tell your protectors to keep the pranks to a minimum?
We have no way to communicate.
Alright. Not even like sharing intentions?
Look on your
No.
face.
Do you want me to like write a message from you to your protector in the snow?
No, I don't know what snow is.
Snow is this powdery white stuff that's all around your roots, and then it also kind of settles onto your leaves and
Okay.
pines.
No.
All right.
I
well,
have nothing to say.
all right. Well, you have a pleasant day, Mr. Conifer, and we will be on our way to leave you alone.
Okay.
Good morning. And I go back to the group.
The good morning as essentially the goodbye.
Yeah.
So funny.
That's what I say at work when I leave
it.
at 6 a.m.
Do you mean to tell me it is a good morning, or is it a morning to be good on? I don't remember the
All of them
speech
at
inside.
once, I suppose.
So what are y'all doing?
So those guys that you saw and who were supposedly throwing the snowballs and peeing on you, Ben, they're
Mhm.
apparently protectors of the forest, and we're gonna have to deal with them every night until we leave.
Oh joy, wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you know? And I'm guessing the tree didn't know how far it is to leave.
Not at all.
Wonderful.
He has a tree.
Mm-hmm.
But trees have roots, and depending on the type of tree, those roots could go very far.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so east still, yes?
Yeah, east.
Alright.
Alright, I need somebody to roll me a d10 for today.
Can
East.
we
I thought
see?
you said west.
I'll roll it.
And what were you asking?
Can we see the mountains yet?
Forests are like
Ooh,
so
we
thick
are-
you can't see. The forests are so thick you can't like see the mountains. Like when you climbed up, you could see the mountains, but not when you're in the
Oh, okay,
forest.
okay.
Yeah.
That's essentially what I was asking.
Mountains are
Okay.
far. Mountains are far away. They're a decent way away.
Okay. I'll use that distance as a gauge as to how far we've traveled.
Mm,
So I'll go up there every once in a while to gauge like how close and how
Okay.
much ground we're gaining.
Sure.
4.
Okay.
Okay.
I gotta remember which one that is. Okay, and then someone roll me a d4.
2.
2. Wow. An hour after setting out. Not long at all.
Oh. Oh no.
You come to a circle formation of 6 rounded upright stones that fill a clearing. You found your first clearing.
Wow, immediate. We could have kept going an hour past. We would have found this.
Wow.
Yep. A circular formation of 6 rounded upright stones fill a clearing. In the center of the or not in the center, sorry, to the north of these kind of like formation of stones, is a 6-foot long stone slab with a lid, and they're all covered in snow.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
Sure, you can. It takes 10 minutes. Or are you doing? Are you gonna do it as an action so you can do it instantaneously?
No, I'm gonna use it as a ritual, so 10
Okay.
minutes.
So what's everybody else doing in those 10 minutes? Whereabouts are you going to cast this?
I was gonna go near the center,
Okay.
where the slab is.
Okay, it's still a foot deep of snow, so you.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of work.
So 10 minutes, you start casting Detect Magic. Anybody else doing anything?
I'm just gonna go around the perimeter and just keep his eyes and ears out for things and just kind of be patrolling.
Perception check.
Okay. 14.
14. You just hear this wind and the blowing snow.
Okay.
Ven, you doing anything?
Looking around.
Perception check. Are you getting to where Kenna is? Are you kind of following Druck?
Just kind of wandering around the circle of stones.
Okay.
And I got a 16.
16. Again, you just hear the same thing. Blowing snow. No animal tracks, again, whatsoever. You do see a couple birds in the sky. They just kind of fly overhead. A couple, like, ravens fly overhead. Dax, you doing anything?
Dax is walking around the stones, seeing if there's any, like, inscriptions, like writings or anything.
There is, but it's incredibly faded.
Oh, okay, but there was something.
Are you kind of, like, following Ven, or are you going off on your own?
Dax are just kind of going off their own. They're trying to, like, if there's, you know how like there's like snow in the cracks? They just be like trying to like
Okay.
blow it and just try to like.
Blowing on cracks? Alright.
how
Quoin,
you
we'll
do it.
say Quoin is following Druck. I don't know. Alright. Detect Magic goes off. What's the range on Detect Magic? Because you said you're standing in the center?
Yes, I believe it's 30 feet. Yeah, it's a 30-foot radius.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You
60
detect
feet.
you detect directly below you illusion magic, and that is it. It's 30 feet. You said the range on it is
Yes.
30. Yeah, just the illusion magic directly below you, going out 30 feet in all directions from around you.
The illusion.
Yeah.
Is going out 30 feet.
Yeah.
Guys, there's something underneath us. That's magical,
Interesting.
and it's as far as I can detect.
Should we poke it or keep moving?
Can I investigate the slab?
Okay. You walk up to the slab.
Uh-huh.
How close do you want to get to it?
Within 5 feet.
Okay.
Can I see if there's any like hinges or
There's
like,
a
parts
lid.
where there's the stones separated?
Does detect magic stay up as you move?
Yes.
How long does it last for?
10 minutes. No, 1 hour. No. Sorry. Concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay. As soon as you step 5 feet forward, because it's the range of 30 feet. So as soon as you step 5 feet from where you were standing,
Mm-hmm.
you detect an aura of necromancy magic coming from the slab.
You take like one step and you just go.
Can I
Yeah.
tell how powerful it is?
No.
No.
You're the only one kind of in this area too. Everyone else is kind of like investigating the stones. Druck and Quoin are on the perimeter, kind of going around. Dax and Van are kind of in the interior of the stones, kind of looking at them.
I'm gonna get a little closer.
Okay, you get a little closer.
Can I see if there's any writing on top of the slab?
Oh, you're getting like right up to it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it, but I'm gonna try to look.
No writing whatsoever. Like I said, it's covered in snow.
Oh, what do I have?
Is this like the genie's teapot where when you rub it off, it's just like
It broke.
It will not break. It broke. I'm gonna take my short bow that I've never used,
Yeah.
and use it to kind of scrape the snow off the top.
Okay, it's a perfectly smooth top.
I'm gonna look around, see
everyone
how
else
far
is-
away. How far away is everyone else? Like roughly 45 feet-ish?
Druck and Quoin would be about 45, 50 feet away, roughly, on the exterior. Ven is about 60, and Dax is about 70 feet away.
Okay. I'm going... Can I use a held bonus action?
No, just actions.
Just actions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Dax over.
Okay,
Okay.
so Dax wanders over.
Hey Dax, this is probably a really bad idea considering this thing is
Before we
radiating.
proceed, I just want to check with the others. Are you guys still doing what you're doing?
Are we noticing kind of like scraping off the big central? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna walk over.
Okay, Druck, are you still doing the perimeter?
yeah, he's gonna keep his distance.
Okay, so you and Quoin are
The
still...
only one with the
Smart.
brain cell in
You
the
and
party.
Quoin are still doing the perimeter. Okay. All right. So Ven and Dax, the two of them approach the slab.
So this is probably a stupid idea, but this slab and everything near it is radiating necrotic energy.
Druck and Quoin are too far away to hear this conversation. Yeah, just so you know.
And so I was going to try to move the slab to see if it led down to the illusory magic below us.
So, what you're really saying is you want me to shove it, and you are going to make sure I don't die, and if I do die, you'll revive me.
Well, I was going to shove it and make sure Ven could revive me.
Alternatively, you could give me 11 minutes to cast Identify and see if this thing is... Have we identified if this thing is magic?
Yeah, it's like full of necrotic energy. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps I should try Identify on it then.
You know what, Ven? That's why you're the wizard.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna ritual cast Identify for 11 minutes.
Okay. Druck and Quoin are still doing the perimeter.
Okay.
Alright.
Druck will do a loud whisper after,
I start playing
after they've
slide with
walked in
Dax.
for a while. He'll do a loud whisper.
What's taking so long?
I has no idea. I think they're just staring at a piece of rock.
He's doing it. Yeah, yeah. He's saying that like he's kind of like whisper shouting to him.
Yeah.
Hey,
Quoin's picked it up.
Oh,
Quoin-
I
like
thought
Quoin's-
Quoin was with him.
Yeah, guys, Quoin's has picked up what you're doing, like the whisper shouting kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's whisper shouting to Kenna and Ven and
Okay.
Dax.
hey, what's going on?
I'll ignore him for a couple more minutes.
There's a lot of necrotic magic going on over here. So if you
Druck
want
and
to
Quoin
stay
just
away,
look at each other.
Just keep doing a
my
perimeter
God.
check.
Yeah.
Quoin's like,
We strike bones. All right, let's go, bro.
I'm gonna try to teach Dax how to play slide as an urban child.
okay. Ven, what does identify specifically identify? I think it only specifies if a spell is affecting something, correct?
Let me see. One object you... Oh, I must touch throughout the casting of the spell.
Yes, you do.
No.
Oh no.
So Ven,
Oh, no.
as you already specified, you're
no.
doing
Whoa,
it for
wait.
10 minutes.
Well, yeah, but I forgot I had to touch it.
So do you take that back?
Take it back and let me touch it.
Ooh, wait. Hold up. 1 second. 1 second.
One.
I have a... Let me...
One
You have a familiar that you can cast it through.
I know. Yeah, yes, that's what I was looking at.
Okay.
It's a range of touch, and familiars can cast a spell with a range of touch.
Okay.
So I will summon my Raven.
Okay, not the motor on.
Yes, summon my
Okay,
Raven and
Raven
have it
comes
land
out.
on top of.
Okay.
Yeah, have it land on top of the casket.
As soon as the Raven lands on top of it,
Mm-hmm.
the lid
Oh dear.
opens.
Dax is backing up about 5 feet.
You don't have time. Because lying,
Okay.
lying inside is the body of a Duergar that is perfectly preserved. With a long sword on its chest like this, wearing plate armor with a golden amulet around their neck, and Kenna, your detect magic also pings off that amulet. And as you do, Druck and Quoin are doing the perimeter. Druck, you watch as each of these standing stones, one by one, a shadowy spirit rises up from each standing stone, and a Duergar-looking spirit that is incredibly bluish and transparent rises up out of the grave. And as they do, Kenna, you feel the illusion spell fail as all the snow gives away to a pool of what was once frozen water, and Dax, Ven, and Kenna plunge into freezing cold water. And that's where we're going to go to break. We'll be back here in 2
Oh,
minutes
boy.
to pick up with a
That's a
combat
perfect
encounter.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I'll move my
God.
players over to the battle map.
Let's see it!
This is so cool, though.
This is a really cool.
So technically,
I freaking
the
love standing
spirit,
stones.
spirit's right there. But yeah, battle map. We'll be back here in a few minutes to pick up with this combat encounter. So we'll see you all in like 10 minutes. So,
Ka-chow.
bam. audio is unmuted, which it is. All right. So the party approached this weird kind of stone circle. Ven, Dax, and Kenna went to investigate it, while Quoin and Druck stayed on the exterior of this circle area to kind of patrol. Ven, Dax, and Kenna fell through the illusory ice, are now in cold water, which isn't phasing Ven or Dax. From each of these standing stones, so from these 6 standing stones, a shadowy spirit rose up, looking like a Duergar, and then the stone slab, a very blue, transparent Duergar entity rose up out of it, and just constant, just whispering comes from this one, just unintelligible whispering. Those of you in the water, you can see lights, blinking lights at the bottom of the river, or at the bottom of this pool of water, and just bones and skeletons and bodies beyond count. I need everybody to roll initiative.
$16.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
23.
Okay.
21.
Okay. Druck is up first.
What'd Quoin get?
23.
Ooh, nice.
You guys have the same initiative score too, so it's
Cool. All right. Druck, seeing his friends in.
yeah. They're like currently they're submerged under the water because they just fell through, so you can't see them. They went into the
Okay.
water, just.
All right. If that's the case, he does see that blue spirit, though. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to steady aim,
It's about
sharpshooter.
90 feet away.
Yeah. Steady aim, sharpshooter.
Go for it.
All right. So subtract 5 from this total.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
A 10.
Yeah.
10 over its head
Yeah.
and just thunk into which it doesn't hit a tree.
Okay. Thank you.
It just sails over its head and just skids into the snow somewhere.
All right. That's the end of my turn.
Okay, that'll bring us to Quoin. There's one right there. Quoin's gonna just dance around in the snow. 5, 10. Get right here, not go in the water. And Quoin's gonna make 2 attacks against the shadow. First attack is a 3 plus 11 for a 14, which hits. Alright, so that's one-handed because Quoin's got a shield, so that is 18 slashing damage. And it's a magical weapon. Which one is that on the initiative count? I said 18? Yeah, Quoin just annihilates that one. That one's gone. Just gone. 5, 10, 15, 20. Quoin has how much movement speed? 30. So Quoin's just gonna 5, 10. And start going towards this one over here. Not going into the water. Dax, you are under the water. Start of your turn, I need a strength saving throw.
I'm just not gonna jinx myself on that.
Okay.
18.
18. Okay.
Can I swim up?
Yeah, half movement.
Oh,
You're down.
God,
You're only
okay.
down about 5 feet, so it's 10 feet to get to breach the surface.
Okay. Can I pull myself up onto that? Like, onto the slab? Because that'd be the closest thing.
The slab would at this point. The slab is about 10 feet up, so you could like pull and pull up. Yeah.
Just like, oh fuck, like, okay.
But no one else can stand on that slab. Like no one else can occupy that space. Just so you know. Okay, so what are you doing?
Bonus action rage.
Okay.
And I would like it to make a intelligence saving throw if possible. You know, that'd be really cool.
Doesn't need to.
Okay. Then we are gonna go reckless great weapons master on this bitch.
Okay. So advantage and then -5 from your attack roll.
A +10 to the damage.
Yep.
15.
15 hit.
That 15 is with the -5.
That hits.
Okay. So that's gonna be. Come on, DTB, don't fuck me up the ass. That's gonna be.
Okay.
13.
14.
Okay, it's gonna be
Yep.
14 damage plus from the psychic stuff, which is 9 damage.
Okay.
Oh, and then plus an extra 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you did Great Weapon Master.
Wow. Oh my god, that shit's good!
You have one more
Yeah,
attack.
it is.
You have one more attack.
I'm going to hit it one more time and do
Okay.
the exact same thing. Reckless
Okay.
Great Weapons Master.
This is
Oh
where
my-
Ash got all his damage, yeah.
I understand why this is so good!
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Same thing actually, 15.
Hits. So 25,
50.
so +2, 27 damage.
7, 20, Jesus Christ. And then the psychic damage from that is 10. I rolled 2 5s.
Okay, cool. That's the end of your turn. Oh, wait.
Yeah, we're just.
Yeah, it would have been all your movement to play yourself up into that thing. 'cause
Yeah,
it's-
so
okay.
I am just like. Just chilling.
Okay,
Chilling.
cool. Alright. Where are you? It sees Quoin approaching, and it's gonna not go towards Quoin. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. They do not seem interested in coin or drug.
Ooh.
Yep. That'll bring us to another one. Where are you? Here you are. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And it's going to dip below the water 5 feet. Okay, it's got 5 feet reach. I can just dip under the water for an attack. And it's going to do a strength drain attack on Kenna, just under the water. Just. That is a 23 to hit.
That just barely
So you're
hits.
under the water, and because of my homebrew rules, you lose a round of breath when you get hit by an attack. But you're gonna be fine. Anyways, yeah. So it's this like ghostly hand comes out of the water and phases into you. You take 11 necrotic damage. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot to add.
Oh.
I forgot to add +2. 13 necrotic damage, but you're resistant, so you take 6.
Sweet.
And your strength score. There isn't a save on this one. I forgot. Shadows are fun.
Yeah.
Your strength score is reduced by 1.
Okay.
All right. We'll say it's right here. Then I need you to make a strength saving throw. Start of your turn.
Oh, that's not going to go as well as it was before. It was a 5.
You're pulled down 10 feet.
Oh, just like the water.
You feel something pulling on your ankle, but you can't see it, and it pulls you down 10 feet.
Hmm.
So you're now 20.
that.
You're now 15 feet under the water.
Okay. We're gonna go with a
So it'll
fourth
be-
level.
So it'd be your full movement speed to get to the surface.
Okay. We're gonna go with a 4th level, or it's still holding on to me.
You don't feel it holding on to you anymore.
Oh, okay. Then I will, in fact, use my. Can I move like diagonally to the surface to get
Yeah.
to the shore?
It'll still
like...
be your full movement speed to do that.
Right, but can I like flop out onto the shore?
Yeah, but you'd be
Okay.
prone. You'd be prone because you have to like pull yourself up. You can't go pull yourself up to standing.
That's fine. Well, I'll do that, and then I'll use my. I'll dash as an action so I can stand up with half movement.
Okay.
Then I will move over to here.
Oh, it'd be
water.
your full movement to get yourself out of the water, though. Like, all your movement to get you out of the water.
Oh, wait. Oh, is it like...
Yeah.
Wait.
You're 15 feet down, so it's 15 feet of movement to get out, so it's half movement. It's 30 feet.
Oh, wait, is it
out.
like a shore, or is it a sheer drop-off?
It's a sheer drop, so it's...
Oh, okay.
So it'd be 30 feet for you to, like, all your movement to, like, get out.
Just to pull myself up?
Out of the water, yeah, because it's half movement because you're underwater.
Wait. So it's my full movement to get to the surface.
Yeah, so that's all your that's all your movement.
And then when I
surface.
dash, and then I dash.
But you'd have no movement left.
Wait, for what?
Because you use all your movement to surface.
Right, but then if I dash, I get 30 more feet of movement.
Oh, right.
That's what dashing does.
Yep.
So dash. Is it
Okay.
half my movement to then pull myself like out?
At this point, no, because you're dashing to get out.
Well, I mean half the 30-foot movement. To,
Fuck it, I don't
like,
care. I don't care at this point. It's taking too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You're out.
I'll see. It was 15 feet to get out, and then like move over to here. Okay. And then I will bonus action summon 4th level spiritual weapon.
I gotta check, hold on. I gotta check one thing's range.
Okay.
Okay, you're good.
Okay. 4th level spiritual weapon, and I'm going to summon it. Is the one right next to Dax here visible to me?
It's translucent, but yeah.
Right, but like the one the shadow.
Oh, that one, yes. No, you
Okay.
wouldn't be able to. Yeah, you can see it.
Okay, because that one stayed above the surface and reached down. You said, right?
The one behind Kenna did.
Oh, the one this one.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll summon it right between the two of them, but I will then attack that one
Okay, go for it.
with a spiritual weapon, 4th level spiritual weapon made of radiant spell energy, and I'm casting it through the extra spell book.
Yep.
Or an extra +1 to the attack for a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. So it's 2d8 now. 4, 5, 9 points of radiant damage.
Alrighty. Anything else?
No, that's everything I've got.
All right, Kenna, start of your turn. Strength saving throw.
8.
You're pulled down 10 feet,
Okay.
which also
Can I
means
see-
attack of opportunity from the shadow.
For force movement?
Yeah, it's not voluntary movement.
I know.
Hmm.
I understand.
Is it daylight? Is it bright light? Are they in daylight?
Not under the water.
Okay. Good to know.
Doesn't hit anyway, but
Okay. Great.
so you're
Then-
you're technically 15 feet down.
15 feet down. Great. I'm going to use my ethereal shapes ability and use a wild shape to take the form of a shadow.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you turn into one of them, basically.
Yep.
All right. I believe that uses 2 uses of your wild shape. I can't remember.
Just one.
Okay. So you're
Just
you're
one.
also now a shadow, so you're using the shadow stat block.
Yes.
Yep.
What the fuck?
No one can see it.
So I'm going to.
Which is good because you don't need to breathe now, so being underwater isn't affecting you anymore. Yep.
So if I am out of melee range of these guys now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to swim my 40 feet movement towards center.
Okay. You're a ghost, so you don't have any half movement down here because you're incorporeal, so you just...
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It's all the way over here.
Mm-hmm. And no one knows you're a shadow. That's fine.
Dax
I'm
accidentally
actually-
kills
And I'll
Nana.
just so you know, while you're a shadow...
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait. Let me look for languages. You can't speak while a shadow, so no one's going to know you're turned into a
Yeah.
shadow.
So that was my action and movement.
Just so you know, I'm going to rule it how it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
You now look like one of these undead.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm actually going to go over to this corner
Okay.
with my movement. And I'm going to stay underwater for now.
And because you're a ghost, you're not displacing any water or anything, so it's just... Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's your turn? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Something going through water that doesn't displace it. That just in my mind, that sounds so creepy.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Then a shadow comes drifting towards you, and it's going to make an attack on you.
Oh dear.
And yeah, all these shadows
Oh,
also look like Dwergar.
Okay, and I forgot to cast Mage Armor again.
Yeah, that was almost a natural 20, but an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so and it reaches these two cold hands into your chest, and you take 7 necrotic damage,
Okay.
and your strength score is reduced by 2.
Okay. 7 necrotic damage.
If you had
That's
the belt, you'd
perfect.
be fine.
I know, right? Goes by 2. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, especially because I'm not using it for anything. Like,
Yeah,
if I had the belt,
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
spare strength.
All right. 5, 10, hold on, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's also, this one's going to attack Dax. And you went reckless, so advantage. Man, these things are rolling good. 22 to hit.
Yep,
And
that
they
hits.
only have a +4. You take 10 necrotic damage, which is not halved.
Gross. I can take it.
And your strength score is reduced by 4.
Ooh.
Hug you.
That's 2 less damage.
And you
Okay,
just
so
sap
21,
the strength out. You can just
20, 19, 18,
yeah.
17.
That's going to bring us to the translucent blue one. I'm so glad everyone got close to Dax.
That is 2 less damage. Oh, fuck me.
It's going to... Dax, you feel... Actually, you know what? No. Ven. Yeah, Ven.
Mm-hmm.
You feel painful memories in your head replaying. Your father dying on the docks. Cannon fire. You dying. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Okay. 18.
Damn. Okay. You shrug it off. Damn, that would have been great because it would have jumped to 3 other people without making saves and they would have taken damage. Fuck.
Gross.
All right. Nothing happens on that thing's turn. Cool. Well, it tried. 5, 10, 15. They're all congregating on Dax because they, yeah. And this other one's
Yeah.
and it's gonna go for a strength drain on you with advantage because you went reckless. Natural. 18 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, okay.
18's my AC.
You take 11 necrotic damage,
Ew, I don't like this.
and your strength score is reduced by another 4.
I'm gonna fucking come to Ontario. I swear to God.
Well,
14, 13. Ah!
back to the top. Druck.
Sharpshooter. Steady aim.
At who?
Blue guy.
Go for it.
Please, better than last time. 13.
13 hits.
Ugh. Thank God. I've been rolling garbage. I don't know why. Nothing above a 10 with advantage. Ooh. Okay. What's in the bonuses? Okay,
That's a magic.
so-
That's a magic crossbow, right?
yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Crossbow +1.
Yep.
All right. So for damage, that is 32.
This thing looks. It just hits it. The bolt. There's like resistance, obviously. Then the bolt, because it's actually hurting it, and then the bolt flies through and goes into the snow. And it doesn't even seem to be paying you any attention. It's focused on the people who woke it up and who fell into the water.
Oh, not good.
All right. That's all my stuff.
Okay. All right. Quoin. Okay. It's gonna fly. No, Quoin wouldn't want to fly over that water, so Quoin's gonna go 5, 10, 15, run along the stone, Nah, Quoin's gonna avoid the stone. Because 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just running along the snow, don't want to get anywhere near the water or touch these weird stones where all the ghosts came out of. I also don't want Caleb's Quoin to die when not here. Dax, it's your turn. All these spirits are just swarming around you.
This one that's here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bucket Reckless Great Weapons Master.
Okay. Also, just a heads up, I read this ruling. If a creature dies from having an ability score reduced to 0, they technically can't be brought back to life because their ability score will still be 0, and you can't cast Greater Restoration on a dead creature because they're an object. So, yeah, Jeremy, I read that on Jeremy Crawford. I'm like, oh fuck, strength ability score draining abilities are brutal. Yeah, so you can't bring back. Yeah, you'd have to do like True Resurrection or something to bring somebody back from that. Just a reminder, I was reading that.
Just so everybody realizes how serious this it is.
Yeah.
For random encounter.
Anyways,
16.
yeah. 16. That hits.
That's gonna be plus 10, 17 from 2 from rage, 19 damage.
That one's
plus
gone.
the-
Don't even roll the psychic. That one's gone.
Fuck you. Fuck that bitch. This bitch that's right in front of me, like this one here.
Mm-hmm.
That Reckless Great Weapons Master.
Okay, give me a sec. I'm updating my notes. Okay, Quoin got one, and I think the second shadow just got killed by Dax. Cool. Alright, which one are you attacking?
The one that is directly in front of me.
So, this one?
No, this one.
Okay,
like
go for
this
it.
shadow.
Yep.
I rolled 2 16s,
Hits.
so that hits. That's disgusting. Plus 10, 16, 17, 18.
And it's dead.
From it's dead. Good.
Yeah, you have magic weapons. Shadows aren't really a problem unless they hit you at this point.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, oh. And then, yeah, we're just gonna post up there.
Okay.
I don't need 2
Alright.
opportunity attacks.
Alright. Alright. It's just gonna drift over and attack you. You're standing on an object and still standing on it. Natural 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
At least the strength drain isn't considered a crit.
Mm-hmm. That'd be very bad.
That'd be cool. But yes, it'd be very bad. You take 11 necrotic damage,
Ow.
and your strength score is reduced by 3.
Ow. Just no. No.
Drug and Quoin had the right idea for this. Ven,
Yes.
your turn.
All right.
And then Kenna, you're on deck after Ven.
Perfect. We're going to cast a what level? Oh, it doesn't have it doesn't have an upcast. Interesting, huh? Okay. I'm going to cast Tidal Wave.
Okay.
Basically, like straight out from me and then moving in the direction away from Dax. So should hit, I think it's 10 feet wide is what it hits.
Yep.
So it should hit all 3 of the ones directly in front of me.
So this one, the one on the slab, and the one right here.
Yep.
Okay, cool. What's the save
And
on that?
I need a dexterity saving throw from all of them.
Okay. Okay. The one directly in front of you. 6.
Failure. I'm casting it through the book as well.
Okay, cool. 1 on the slab. 6. The other one.
Failure.
21.
That one succeeds.
Probably doesn't matter. Oh.
Oh no.
Better. 2.
Come on, Sam.
I just
Come on.
blame it on the moon.
Come on.
Freaking new moon.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
But the shadows got to him. Ah,
Still-
fuck.
Oh. Oh. Oh god, this is brutal.
This is so brutal. Type it to us, Sam.
Yeah, might as well just type it.
12 damage. It looks
Okay.
like.
To the ones that. Okay.
I am typing it.
12 damage.
Those upload speeds you gotta really watch out for when you're looking at your internet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so.
Okay, 12, 12, and the one that succeeded reduced to 6. Okay. Cool. Anything else? You still have your spiritual weapon up.
$15 to hit.
Who I don't know who's being attacked.
You said the one right below Dax.
Okay, yeah,
With the
that
spiritual
hits.
weapon.
That hits.
Fuck him up, Benny boy. Eggs Benny.
15 damage.
That one's gone.
Thank
Okay.
fucking lord.
All right. Cool. Internet.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, upload speeds are poop. All right. Anything else for Ven? Oh.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Very glitchy no.
Okay. Kenna, because you're immune to being grappled, and just because you're immune to the grappled condition, you don't get pulled down. You don't have to make any strength saves. So what are you doing?
Sweet. I'm going to the edge of the lake as a shadow.
Okay.
Getting to about...
Everyone sees another shadow come out of the western portion of the lake.
And then bolt to where none of us are. It's like,
Yeah.
what am I
And I'm
doing?
gonna drop wild shape as
Okay.
bonus action.
The shadow turns back into Kenna.
And then I'm going to cast Phantasmal Killer on the Duragar ghost. Wisdom save at disadvantage,
Okay.
DC 17.
Why is it disadvantage?
Cathadium Crystal, empowered
Oh.
spellcasting. Any
Right,
spells that
right,
require a
right,
wisdom
right,
save
right,
are done
right,
at
right,
disadvantage.
right. Phantasmal Killer. Let me pull that up, because things could get a little...
Or D10 psychic damage
That's a
on
weird
a failed
one.
save.
That's a weird one.
Yeah. I have to look something up, though, because
Oh, I ate too many Doritos. Fuck.
that is concentration.
Mm-hmm.
About to get weird.
What are you making as it... Oh, it taps into its nightmares. You actually don't know what it's scared of. Okay. It's
Could I try to tap into the thing, like, the last thing it saw before it died?
Sure. It's
Make it
illusory,
see that
so you
again.
all see...
Only the creature sees it.
Oh, okay, cool. It sees...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wisdom save. On a fail save, it becomes frightened. Doesn't mention anything if it's immune to the frightening condition. It doesn't... Okay, interesting. Okay, cool. And that is a wisdom save, you said, with disadvantage. They're good at wisdom saves, so we'll see. With disadvantage, that is a 7.
That's a fail. It takes 4d10 of psychic damage.
Oh yeah. Go Kenna.
I thought about this.
Oh! Oh, yeah, no, yeah, 7.
Oh, I need one more d10. There it is. Okay. Okay. 9, 10. It takes 19 psychic damage
Nice.
and is frightened
It's
for
not,
the duration.
It's not frightened because it's
Oh, it's immune to frightened?
dead. Well, it's immune to frightened, but it's also
Oh,
dead.
nice. And then I use the rest of my movement to go behind this tree trunk.
Okay. That'll bring us to what shadows remain.
Man, that's awesome. Like, Kenna's like, I have gleaned some information as to what this thing could possibly be, scared of by being a shadow.
All right.
Yeah.
The one in front.
enemy.
The one in front of Ven. Strength drain.
Oh right, you're still here.
16 plus 4. Dirty 20.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so just. That's why you do the big tidal wave. It's like, I'm gonna come for you now. I mean, which it was already. 6 and 7. 8 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
And your strength score is reduced by 3.
Oof. Gross.
That'll bring us to the other one in front of Dax. It's gonna just go for you. And you went reckless, so advantage.
Yup.
But a 15 doesn't hit.
No, it doesn't! Oh, fuck.
And these strength drains go away at the end of a short or long rest, by the way. Drunk.
Okay.
Thank fuck.
All right. Steady aim. He's not gonna do sharpshooter. So
Okay.
yeah. Just want to make sure that I don't. Yeah. Okay. 22 to hit.
Which one?
Sorry. The one next to Ven.
Oh yeah, that hits.
All right.
And you do get sneak attack because Ven's.
Yeah. So that's a total of rolled really good on that. That's a total of 33.
Yeah, that one's gone. Oh, I deleted the wrong one from my initiative order. But still, yeah.
Two, no, one left.
All right.
Ven's his turn.
Okay. All right, Quoin. Still around the perimeter. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just this, couple foot tall, this like 3 foot tall kobold running through foot deep snow. Oh, it'd be difficult terrain. Whatever. Just. All right.
I'd say
Dax.
he's like hovering.
Sure.
flying
Yeah.
over.
Dax.
I'm gonna go reckless,
Okay.
but not Great Weapons Master because I only have a +4 to hit now.
Ooh.
Yeah! So that's gonna be 17.
That hits.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
gross.
7 damage plus the psychic damage. That's gonna be 8 psychic damage.
And that one scatters in the wind, thus ending the encounter.
Oh, what was that?
I don't know. Is there anything worth? What happened? Is everyone all right?
Oh, I feel so
I
weak.
think- I think that spell that enchanted the tomb was meant to summon some shadows.
You don't say.
I feel like shit, Kenna.
I need to sit down.
You turned into a shadow.
Yeah, Kenna, what?
That's you could say that was part of my training back in Vitmir.
It's pretty weird, but based on what we saw of those people, things, puppets, whatever, yes,
Yeah,
it makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah, it freaked me out when they tried to teach it to me, but knowing what we know now, it kind of makes a little bit more sense.
You watch as the ice doesn't reform, and yeah, the corpse is still laying in there.
Am I just standing on the dead body?
Sure.
Because I climbed up on there.
Yeah, you'd be standing inside the
I
thing,
just
yeah.
realized I'm not on the staff. I'm just crushing bones. Oops.
Well, it's not crushing bones. This Dwergar is perfectly preserved.
Yeah.
Wearing plate armor, has a long sword and a golden amulet around their neck that detected magic when the lid opened.
But the shield and the sword and the armor are not magical,
No,
just the amulet.
Just the amulet.
Okay.
Does the
Hey
sword
Ben.
look cool though?
It's a rusted longsword.
Then this amulet that this dead guy
I'm
was
on
wearing
it.
is yeah.
Yep, I know it. Yes, I know what I'm here for.
Just letting you know.
Yep.
Okay,
It's
then.
really a tag team.
Did you detect any magical auras down there in the water? It seemed that there were a lot of bodies. Yes.
Could I detect any anything after the illusion faded?
No.
Not. It seemed pretty like your average, nearly frozen pond to me.
Ven,
Mm-hmm.
this is an amulet of health.
Oh.
Your constitution score is 19 while you wear this amulet. It has no effect on you if your constitution is already 19 or higher without it. Your identify also gives off a little bit of something gross to it. But you can't pinpoint.
Dingleberry.
Can I
And
take it
then-
off the body?
The dingleberry fades.
Oh. I think we're all right.
Requires attunement.
Dax is gonna like.
This, I'll explain what it is basically. Yeah.
Makes your constitution 19 if it isn't already. And you have to attune to it.
If someone like a good amount of hit points if their constitution has been low this whole time.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
my con's a 15.
I'm maxed out on attuned items, and I'm don't want to add any of the others, so I will not take it.
I think I've
That
got an
means
open slot.
it might be best to go to Kenna next because everyone's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one open slot.
Okay. You can add an amulet of
Yep.
health to your equipment.
I think that would
All
give
right.
you what, 16 extra health?
It'll calculate it when you attune to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 2 extra per hit point or 2 extra per level.
Yeah. All right, amulet of health.
The ice does not
Nice.
freeze over. It looked like the way all the bodies are positioned at the bottom looks like the ice would constantly like refreeze over once it opened up, and it's not refreezing over. This is massive open pool of water, and it's about you're an hour into your day.
Ignore that.
Just a brisk, brisk wake up for
Uh-huh.
But if you spend a short rest, you can recharge those strength drains and kind of can attune to the amulet if you want to.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely gonna do that.
So,
I will use Arcane
Nice.
Recovery.
Strength drains are healed up.
so what do you think all of this was? Gravesite, obviously, but for what? For whom?
Is there any other information that we can glean from the tomb? Like any writing?
Make an investigation check.
Investigation. 13.
13. It appears like this is the burial site for some Dwergar who fought in a war a long time ago. That's what the best you can suss out.
Can we get
It's just a name, just a burial ground for a warrior.
Does anybody have oh yeah, you have prestidigitation, and like one of you has minor illusion, right? Anyway.
All right.
And Druck will kind of study the face and features and stuff, and maybe try to describe it to anybody that may have heard stories. He's probably thinking of.
It looks like a nondescript Dwergar. The armor is just plate armor. There's no, if there was once like symbols or something on it to dictate like what army they were fighting for. It's all worn away at this point.
Okay, so that seems like something that a certain archaeologist would find intriguing.
If you could find said archaeologist.
Well, I mean,
All very strange. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, Dex, Vin, how are you guys feeling?
Much better after that short rest.
Oh, that hour does so much good.
Seem to have a very
My hit points are at 73. Hell yeah, brother.
Nice.
strange, very strange effect on you.
I felt like I was becoming a wet noodle druck, and I just had no purchase to
Gross.
my hitting and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, and as you, like the rest finishes, you can see Ven and those who are in the water. You can see the lights that were at the bottom just fade.
You said short rest gets rid of the strength damage?
Yep.
Okay.
From a 10 back to a 21.
And you're back to, and it's, you're an hour into your day. that was what's rolled on the table. That's what was rolled on the table. So.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's great. I was excited to run that encounter if I got the chance to run it. So
That was a good one.
That
Yeah.
ice, fucking cool.
yeah, anyone who didn't fall in the water would have just been ignored by the spirits. So
And honestly,
Interesting.
that was really also pretty fucking cool because we got like a pretty nice magic item out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a really good thing to help build up the team hit points right there.
but
Especially for the healer with resurrection.
Yeah.
do you continue on, going east?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I believe this is your second day of travel.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. You go back to what I need to look at.
As we're walking, I'm gonna try to keep up on teaching Druck potion stuff if he's interested. Just
you
like
have to-
pointing out.
you have to do that during downtime, so this won't count towards the yeah. Unfortunately, that's like the rules.
We're
We'll
doing
check-
a little
yeah.
Quizlet session.
Yeah, Kenna and Druck are essentially like kind of trailblazing for everyone, but like kind of side chatting while they're looking
Okay.
around. I imagine that's kind of like
So you do. What makes you decide to stir at those certain points? It seems.
You know, it depends on the potion that you're brewing. So, like, if you're dealing with, fire resistance, you want to keep it at a nice simmer the whole time. But if you're going for fire breath, you want that at a roll and boil and only stir every once in a while just to keep it from burning. You know what I mean?
I mean, that sounds intuitive.
Yeah. And then if it's a healing potion, you want to keep it, you want to let it boil, and then you turn off the heat and let it simmer for a while with the lid on. And that's like once it's cooled down, then it's ready after your final purification, if you know what I mean.
No.
But you're gonna
soon I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Healing potion, like the potion I'm working on now, it's a pretty advanced one. Once I get the ingredients together, I can show you how to make, a regular healing potion or what's another simple one? A potion of dark vision, maybe. Like, it'll make you see in the dark.
How about one to kill a god?
That's a little bit more complicated and even above my skill set at the moment.
Poisons.
Speaking of killing gods, Ven, does an 8 hit?
No.
You see another snowball coast past your head.
No. Stop it.
These spirits hate you.
Mhm.
But eventually, as you continue on, still no sign of any civilization, and the sun begins to set, and it's about like sunset. Right now, the sun's beginning to go down.
Now, you see, if you're trying to make a potion of cold resistance, you just want to get, a lot of ice or anything cold, and you just want to let the brew sit in there for the next 7 or so days.
What temperature?
Anything below freezing is best. Yeah.
So
And if it's
we need
like
to be in
even
a cold environment.
well, also if you have like a cooler, like if you just get like a wooden bucket, and then you like pack some ice in around it, and then you put a lid on it, and then you put that in another bucket with some ice, and you get some nice insulation going, and you just keep your brew in there for I don't know, 38 hours or so. Then that's how you can coagulate a potion of cold resistance.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're getting close to the 8-hour mark at about this time with the sun setting. So do you want to keep pushing forward, or last time if you would have pushed forward, you would have found a clearing? So
Well, that was also random.
Correct.
After the fact. So
what are you guys doing?
Do we want to push forward and find a
same as,
clearing?
I say same as yesterday.
Okay.
We just play it safe. There's no reason to.
Okay.
Oh no, a Tarrasque!
Yeah.
All right.
We all know the nearest Tarrasque is in.
We are.
No, you don't.
Oh no, it's actually on this continent.
Well, we know. The characters don't. Actually,
That's
we don't know.
true.
We also don't know how. It's been a while. It might have moved.
It's been 30 years.
But yeah, we're also in a foreign land, So
Mhm.
it's just like, let's not push it,
Yeah, no one's been here. There's not a lot of information about this place, so you're
Yeah.
stopping to set up a camp?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. There is enough space to set up the tower this time.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Because it looks like the
So-
forest is starting to thin out a bit.
Okay. Good sign. Good sign. I will toss out the. I will toss out the tower and activate it.
Okay, cool.
After we finish moving in, I'd like to reset up the brewing station
Okay.
on a side table.
And I'll be right back. I'm just going to check the stuff up high.
and he's gonna go up to the top of the little fort, right?
The
Through that
fortress
hatch at the
yeah.
top.
Okay.
How does it compare to the tops of the trees?
The tops of the trees are still 50 feet up.
Oh, okay.
I think
Well,
the
he's
fortress is
gonna-
only 40 feet tall.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so the trees would be another 50 feet up. Or
So he's
they're
gonna-
100 feet tall, so they'd be another 60 feet up.
Okay, cool. So he's gonna hop from the fort to the tree and
Okay.
just.
That's right. It's only 30 feet tall. Sorry.
Okay, so it's 70 feet up.
All right, cool. And he's just gonna walk up it, and then check to see how close the mountains are now.
Immediately, so you'd be looking east.
Mm-hmm.
So on your right is south. There are mountains to the south, directly to the south, about almost touching distance.
Oh wow, nice.
It'd take you maybe like half an hour to walk to the base of those mountains to the south. The ones to the north look like they're maybe 30 miles.
So, taking that into account, does Druck have a map? Like, do we have a map of this?
You have a
place?
map, but Remnant wouldn't be labeled.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So any of the names and stuff here, I wouldn't know they were there.
No.
Do I see any signs of civilization, like smokestacks in the distance of like maybe a town or anything like that?
Yeah, it looks like it'd be about a 5 hour, or actually it'd be shorter than that. Yeah, about 15 miles away, you can kind of see where the trees are starting to thin more. You can see smoke rising up to the east.
Okay.
Cool. So about a 5 hour trek when you wake up.
The capital is Anvilveric, right?
Yeah,
That's where we're heading?
Yep. But again,
Okay.
nothing on Remnant's labeled on your map.
Yeah.
I put the wrong map on Roll20. Yep. And there's a lot of places in this region.
All right. Yeah. Druck's
While
gonna
you're on
go
top of the
back
tree,
down. Oh, okay.
you feel something crawling up your inside of your thigh.
Oh,
And then up on your...
things down there.
And then your waist, stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one of those things just looking at you from like the raven, like feathered branches just looking at you.
Hello.
Bap, bap. You see it was holding a really heavy rock. And it gestures downwards, and you can see Ven where Ven is, or no one's outside right now, there's a tower. And it just goes, and then throws the rock at the fortress. And it just goes, tink! No one hears it.
Okay. I thought I might have aimed for the hatch that I had open in the top.
Oh, yeah, actually. You're all in the tower, and you hear like something come flying through the hatch in the roof. Just don't, like a clattering noise, and there's just a rock. Like a sizable rock.
Everything all right up there?
I can't hear you. I'm 70 feet away, I think.
Druck? Druck?
Oh no, Druck's dead.
And then the thing just disappears.
I'm gonna summon my raven really quick and send it flying out the hatch to look around. I'm gonna look through its eyes and see if I can see Druck. Just check and see if he's
Yeah,
okay.
you can see Druck top of one of these trees.
He's
Okay.
essentially, he's essentially planked and starting to walk down towards the
Okay.
towards the fortress.
Druck, as you get to the base of the tree and at the forest, you can see more of these things clustered around the base of the fortress, and their hands are all filthy and like covered in something, and they're just drawing phallic symbols all over the fortress with their excrement, just big old veiny phalluses all over the exterior.
Very detailed.
And then when they're doing it, you can see their fingers where they're painting are kind of shimmering a little, like they're doing it with magic, and like it's getting in there.
Oh no.
Oh no.
One of them is big and like the biggest, veiniest one you've seen, and it's just spurting all over the side, and then
I suppose Druck will like side eye him, and if any of them notice him and look at him, he'll just nod and give him a thumbs up.
they give you the thumbs up and they keep painting.
Then I'll go inside.
That thing is gonna be fucking covered. Okay.
You're never gonna be able to get
I
it
mean,
out.
as far as Druck knows, it's harmless, and they seem to. He doesn't want to piss these things off.
Okay. So you go back into the tower. You don't need to take a watches while you're in the tower, so enjoy the tower.
Everyone, it looks like there's a town about
Well, did you say 5 miles?
It'd be 15, so about a
15 miles.
about a 5 hour walk.
about 15 miles east. Looks like there's a town.
Nice.
Yeah, so might be able to get breakfast in the morning if we're lucky.
Great.
Oh, yes, one of the little fellows, the ghostly guardians, threw a rock in their top hatch.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, I'm gonna go close it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
He's gonna go up the ladder, close it, and come back down.
Okay. You can see they've started to, like, you know, like those monkeys in a barrel game? They've started to, like, chain link up the sides and are drawing all along the exterior out the full height, just...
Jeez.
Oh, dedication.
Yeah.
What did Ben do to these guys?
It's just what they do. Ben didn't do anything to them. They're a
But
funny...
they seem to be really targeting him.
They're a funny homebrew monster. Deal with it. But yeah, the night is uneventful. You can do everyone can do what they do every night.
How much time did we have to do stuff?
You started hunkering down around 6 p.m.
Oh, okay. So not enough time for another spell in the spell book.
You'd have time, yeah.
Well, because it takes 6 hours, so it would give me like midnight.
But we walk 8, right? And then we wait, or we like pretty much chill out until long rest time.
Well, we have
So
a town within a day's walk now.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I'll save it.
I'm gonna stay up till midnight and get another 6 hours worth of bro time done on this potion.
Okay. Okay. That'll be 6 hours from now. You might not get a long rest if you do that.
Okay.
Just a heads up.
I mean, if we have only 5 hours of travel, does anyone else mind if I sleep in a little bit longer?
yeah, and then we just leave. We leave camp at 8.
Yeah. 8. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Kind of do what you need to do.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay up until midnight, work away.
All right. Anybody else doing anything?
Druck might not join her for the last 2 hours of that.
Okay.
It'd be like,
It's too late for me. None of this is sticking.
All right.
in my brain.
Yeah, go get some sleep, Druck. We're gonna need your eyes for travel in the morning.
All right.
Dax would have done ascending to her parents, just going, "How's it going, Mom? You and Dad okay over there?"
No answer. Because they're probably sleeping.
Second heart attack of the session. Okay. Right. They do sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
normal people sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, normal people sleep and don't stay up late eating whole bags of Doritos. All right. All right. We'll say... Okay, yeah. So, everyone hunkers down for sleepy time. While you're all sleeping, you swear you can hear the briefest of giggling. Actually, nobody would hear the giggling. Only Druck would hear the giggling. All right. Everybody wakes up a little earlier, and then eventually you wake around 8 o'clock in the morning. You're all up and at 'em. It's a new day.
All right. Well, we're almost there.
And it's the last day of the month.
Well, let's get walking.
Okay.
Shouldn't take too long now.
You exit the tower to start trinking it and you move all the furniture out, and as you're moving the furniture out, what was once a green adamantine tower, there are cracks of green, but drawn all along the exterior are phalluses of various size, shape, girth, veininess, flaccidness, erectness, and then on the back of the tower are a series of what look like buttholes, and then near the top of the tower, you can see a caricature of Ven. Football-shaped head, Very tiny legs, very tiny arms sticking out of the base of the head, and just scowling. And that is the tower.
You know, there's a pattern. Maybe it's a star map or...
I think it's just graffiti.
Yes, I've spent enough time in a school for children to recognize graffiti. Says both player and character.
It's a brown star map.
Do you shrink the tower down?
Yes.
Okay, as it does, all of the painting just comes off.
Mm.
And because of that, Ven does a 7 hit.
Oh.
No.
The snowball just sails by your head again.
Cut it out.
You know, I think it's
Another
time
one
we.
sails by your head.
I think it's time we left this forest for good before Ven takes a few too many snowballs to the face.
I would if they could hit, I say, as I cast Mage Armor.
Okay. That one, yeah, no. Just misses completely. You cast Mage Armor for that?
I'm cast it for the next 8 hours
Yeah,
for in case we get
Day.
attacked by ghosts again.
True. All right. For today's travel, I need a D10.
I volunteer as tribute.
And I do need a D4 today.
4 on the D10.
Never mind, nothing happens because you already got a 4.
Alright. Druck and I review what we went over last night in potion making class.
Okay. Alright. After about 5 hours, as so it's getting to early afternoon, as the forest of black trees begins to thin out, you come across a town that is nestled atop a bald hilltop surrounded by the same kind of trees of this forest. A nearby sign reads, Gundabiz. The wood of the town is made from different trees. You can tell it's different trees because, whatever. Because illegal. The roofs of each building are made from a collection of weaved-together pine branches and needles. In the center of the town is a 30-foot-tall wooden statue of a grizzly bear standing on its hind legs and just roaring. Surrounding the statue are small gardens of snowdrops, type of flower that grows in the winter, with small fish ponds filled with goldfish of varying sizes, kind of in the center of all these gardens. Each building in town is connected to one another by strands of thick, sturdy white ropes where lanterns hang every 60 feet or so and are filled with slowly burning candles. The people of the town seem to be a mixture of predominantly dwarves in heavy furs because of the season, and a small scattering of humans. Patrolling the town appear to be a collection of incredibly buff dwarves, armed with crossbows and what appear to be whips made of crackling lightning, and are wearing armor made from a collection of bear furs and leather helmets. Each of the dwarves seems to be mounted atop a large armored brown bear. And a sign pointed to the northeast reads Mossstead, so Mossstead, 42 miles. So you're in a little town now of Gundabiz. Gundaband.
Yeah, that was just yep.
Yeah.
We need some Ruskabell rabbits.
Yeah, you do. Oh, man. But yeah, this is the town. Dwarves just riding massive brown bears covered in armor. The dwarves are armed with crossbows and whips made of lightning that are just...
Alright, so where are we trying to go again?
Well, what did your headmaster say? So we headed east and we found this town. So where are we supposed to go from here?
I assume keep going east until it's all different, but then what do you think?
Well, we could certainly ask around about directions and see how.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
we got a
are
question!
we-
And I'm
yeah,
shouting
are
over
we-
to the guard.
Oh,
Oh, okay. What was Druk trying to say?
Oh yeah.
so are we heading to the capital, or is that
Yeah.
what it was? So we just ask him what the name of the capital is and
Yeah.
how to get
and-
there. Yes.
All right. As
I
Kenneth
think so.
shouts at one of these dwarves, the bear saunters over, just like huffing and snarling. Not snarling, but like huffing and steam coming out of its nostrils from just the frigid air and then the whatever. And the dwarf is sat on top. Is just a dwarf, big old bushy beard, armor, leather helmet, big old crossbow on the back, and a whip of lightning. He's like, "What do you want?"
We're new in town, obviously.
Clearly, yes. So,
Yeah,
what do you want?
we are an adventuring party known as the Faust and the Furious.
Never heard of you.
Not surprising. We're looking to get to the capital.
All right.
What's it called?
Anvil Varric.
Great. Second question of 3. What is the fastest route to Anvilveric?
From here you go to Mosstead.
All right. There's a road we can follow, right? We just follow the trail.
No, you fly. Yes, there's a road. So you go to Mosstead, and then you go to... from Mosstead, as I look through my notes, hold on. From Mosstead you go to the Gates of Bronze. And then you have a bit of a choice. You can go over the mountains or under the mountains. Under the mountains takes much longer. Over the mountains is much quicker.
Beginning to feel like the headmaster did not teleport us as close as he could get us.
He teleported you as close as he could without arousing suspicion of the other academy, he said.
Mhm.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, they probably have their own magic detection stuff.
And my third question is, can I pet your bear or is he on duty?
You can pet the bear.
What's his name?
George.
Hi, George. And I give him like a head pat and then a little scritch under the chin. Yeah, you're a good boy, aren't you? You're such a good boy.
Alright, anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Alright, if you're looking for a place to drink, I don't fucking care. No, if you're looking for a place to drink, there's the Bear Claw. We don't have much in terms of commerce. We're pretty small. In terms of, if any of you are religious, we don't have much in terms of temples either. We have a temple dedicated to Joel, but that's about it.
Drinks then.
Now, oh, go ahead, Drew.
Drinks then.
And he just looks at everyone else.
Yeah, drinks. I think drinks are good. Do they have rooms we could rent at the Bear Claw?
Yes, it's a tavern and inn.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Of course. You didn't cut down any trees or harm any of the trees, did you?
No, we did not.
You
No.
don't-
You're very careful not to.
You don't mind
Yes.
if I check your belongings to see if you don't have any branches, pine cones, trees?
Go right ahead.
Oh. Might see something
Uh,
interesting.
I'll be honest with you. The protectors of the forest were a little cheeky with us.
Oh, you must not be from Remnant then.
No.
No, we're not.
They tend to only pick on people from elsewhere.
So if you do find any branches or pine cones, it's probably because they stuck some in our stuff.
they don't.
I don't
do
think they would
We're
do
they,
that.
They
no.
don't. They don't do that.
They don't do
No.
that. All right,
That would
great.
involve doing the opposite of their function.
Begins
They
checking all.
did hit me with the pine cone.
Okay. Begins checking all of your things. All right, everything seems in order.
Wonderful. You have a great day.
I will. Thank you. Be
And,
safe. The road
If you
is dangerous.
if you get off duty and we see you at the tavern, drink on me.
I don't drink, but thank you.
Oh, all right.
And him and the bear kind of just saunter away.
Bye-bye, George. To the bear claw?
Sure.
It just feels like it's been so long since we've had a beer.
You know, it's been a... Oh, drug. I can't believe no one brought this up, and I pull out my my mini cask of emergency ale that I've been carrying with us for like weeks.
What?
I have an item in my inventory called emergency ale.
How would you have that?
I don't know.
That was.
Oh, it's just a glass bottle. It's a single serving.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And anyone wanna split it? 5
Right.
ways?
It's for an emergency. We're right next to a tavern, right? We should say.
That's true. That's true. We should have definitely used it, you know, when we're still in the forest.
Here, is there any room in my bag of colding?
Oh yeah, we probably want to chill this. I hand it to Drug.
Okay. You can eventually.
Emergency rations.
You can eventually find the Bear Claw. It's a small wooden building with a small hedged yard. It's kind of it's kind of sloped. It kind of the roof kind of slants down in the center a bit, and there's no signs or anything, but it's the place that sounds the most like an inn.
I'll peek in.
Okay. It's got a very low ceiling. Dwarven settlement. The ceiling's about maybe 7 feet. Accommodations look like they consist of woolen blankets near the hearth.
Warmth.
The hearth is on. You can see there's not a lot of people in here. There's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 patrons in here, all just drinking, laughing, drinking, and eating. You can smell food cooking. And behind the counter, you see a dwarf that's covered in like tattoos, like everywhere, facial tattoos, neck tattoos, chest tattoos, just entire body's just covered in tattoos. Big, thick mutton chops, big bushy eyebrows. Left arm is just covered in scars. Right arm's covered in scars, and he's wearing just like a brown leather vest, and he's like, "Oh, the customers! Yes. Welcome."
Howdy. We are the Faust and the Furious.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Not surprised, we're new in town.
Clearly,
The amount of times we say we're the Faust and the Furious, and then are met with "never heard of you," and then their immediate response is "not surprised." All right, moving on. You don't have to. You don't have to say that. You don't have to rub it in.
I cannot. I can tell you're new. You came here.
Is there a place that the locals typically frequent?
Yeah, this place. It's the only one in town.
Great. Can we get 5 drinks?
What do you
and
want?
meals?
I got a menu. Can't do a menu.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Can I get the number 5 combo with
There isn't one. Menu is oat biscuits and bitter cheese with a mug of mead. Pottage with a mug of bitters. So like bitters that you put in like a cocktail. Roasted sausage and dried carrot with a tankard of stout. And then boiled eggs and soft cheese with a tankard of bitters.
Can I get the sausage and carrots?
Yeah, it's 10
That's
copper.
same.
20 copper.
I'll take the mead.
Just mead.
Or the mead meal.
So the biscuits, cheese, and meat. Alright, 5 copper.
The third one on the menu.
Sausage and carrot.
Yeah.
And stout, 10 copper.
35. Oh, I'll get
So
this one.
35 total, yeah.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
coin!
Oh,
Shit.
Quoin,
yeah.
what about
Oh,
you?
yes.
Sausage, carrot, stout. So
Another
40
10. So 45 total.
Yep.
I have 528 coppers. I need
Yeah.
to spend them on something.
All right, find a table and I'll bring it. I'll have Sifu bring it out to you.
Just a bag of 500 pennies. 500 pennies, 225 dimes, and then $3,000.
All right. Here's
Holy shit!
your drinks.
$3,000.
Your drinks and food will be brought out to you. And he goes to pouring drinks.
Yeah, because I sold the Wand of Wonder for
Oh,
undervalued,
that's
so
right.
like it was just immediate.
But
right.
he
Ben's
begins
rolling in it.
He hands you each your drinks. He's like, yeah, food will be brought out. So he hands mead to Druck, and everybody else gets stout.
Anyone up for a game of Oyster Bowl?
Hell yes.
Oh, sure, why not?
Okay.
Drunk
One
chucks
second.
his mead.
Maybe I'll have
Drunk.
Oh, he's gotta go get the rule book.
maybe I'll have better luck now that we're not on a moving rowboat.
Yeah.
That might help.
Yeah.
Alright.
Drunk's gonna just chug his mead and ask for another one right away.
Okay, it's like a blackberry honey mead.
Nice.
Oh,
he's
nice.
loving this, and he might actually be looking to get drunk tonight.
All right, another 5 copper.
All right. Cool.
And the stout is
Uh,
just a thick Guinness, basically, super thick Guinness. So
Nice.
Drunk will just look at Ven.
Are you looking to get rid of those coppers? I can pay with my own, but
Oh, if you like, yes, I
Seemed
can
like
pay
you
for your
wanted
drink.
to-
Yes, go ahead. No, sure.
I just I'm
Another 5 coppers,
totally
you said?
can.
Should we
Oh,
just
no, it's
open a
fine.
tab?
Probably.
we don't do
Yeah.
tabs here.
Well, then here's your 5 coppers.
Okay. All right. Gotta pull up my Oyster Bowl rules. I will say Quoin is not playing Oyster Bowl because I don't want to bet any money.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I want to play Oyster Bowl, so yeah, I'm playing Oyster Bowl.
You're gonna play with Quoin?
But Quoin's not putting any money in.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, Quoin's not gonna play. We'll have just a random dwarf. No, yeah, Quoin. Yeah, whatever.
What other random dwarves can play? And
Yeah.
Coin's like maybe doing his prayers or something.
Okay, a random dwarf will join.
So we have the fancy bowl, and we then have the oyster bowl that we were gifted. Is that still correct?
Ven has the fancy bowl in the bag of holding.
But we still have the one that we
Yeah.
were gifted.
You have
Okay,
two.
I want to pull that one out.
The shitty one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I wanna.
Oh, you're playing Oyster Bowl.
Indeed.
Yeah, have you heard of it?
Yes, everyone has.
Well, we got an open seat. Would you like to join?
Yes.
Love this guy already.
This dwarf who's completely bald, with just a big long orange mustache. Basically, Dr. Eggman as a dwarf just sits down.
Incredible. Does he have the little tiny sunglasses too?
Yeah, not sunglasses, just like very tiny circular just glasses. Just sits down.
That's great.
Have you all played before?
Yeah, we've played a few times, mostly against each other.
Ha! 50 gold.
All right.
Oh, big spender, are we?
Starting it off spicy.
Ken is gonna put in their 50 gold.
Okay. I'm not gonna tell you my name either.
You're not? Then we won't tell you ours.
It's Bubba Min.
Boba
Boba
Man?
Fett?
Bubba Min. Bubbumin. Boo Boo Min.
Boo Boo Min.
Booba
My
Man.
name's Kenna.
Okay.
Rock.
Okay. They're friendly. Looks like Ven and
Dax.
Dax. Oh, finally.
Oh, hi, I'm Ben. Sorry.
I think we determined turn order by Dex. Yeah, everyone make an initiative. Yeah, initiative. Whatever. Fuck it, I
Oh,
don't
okay.
care.
Yeah, sure.
Actually,
It was something like if
it's
you
in the
rolled
rules.
Nice.
And
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Initiative. This guy got a 7. So
I got a 7 as well.
so to
I did too.
so to order. Okay. 25 to 20. 15 to 20.
18.
Okay, Ben, what'd you get?
12.
Okay. Those who tied, it'll be Druck has the highest initiative out of the people who tied, so it'd be Druck. Dak, what's your initiative?
I got a 7.
No, like, what's your
Yeah, I
initiative? Like,
Oh,
Bonus.
+2.
Ken, what's yours?
Oh, I got an 18.
No, what's your... Right.
Oh.
Who else? Oh, Booberman, that's right.
Boomin.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes last.
Man, he really knows
he's
how to
got-
play.
Yeah, he's got that good positioning.
Also, he put 50 gold in the pot. What's everybody else putting in?
I
Yeah,
put
I just
50.
put in 50. Yeah, yeah.
So that's 6, so 50 times 6. My math is terrible.
300.
It's a big pot.
That is a
Gold
big
pots.
pot. He established it, so
Yeah.
yes.
Alrighty. So,
I'm gonna keep a sharp eye on this guy so he doesn't like
go for it.
cheat or anything.
It's hard to cheat at this game.
No, I mean like I know, but I'm just saying like
Okay.
Take the money,
if he like doesn't even
Yeah, gone. Okay.
yeah.
Or if like
Alright.
he's got friends who are looking to pick our pockets now that
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
pulled him out.
Kenna, roll your
Yeah.
3d10.
Ooh, 11.
That's
Not a great start.
10 points. Alright, Ven, roll your 3d10. I need a better pen that
Alright.
doesn't bleed all over. I don't have one. Okay.
Ooh, that is 21.
40 points.
Aha.
And already doing better.
Seems that I'm doing much better on solid ground. I blamed the boat last time.
Alright, Druck.
Alright.
3d10.
Total of that's not great. 7.
Ooh, I was almost a shell bounces out.
Oof.
So Druck got 3 points.
Ew.
Yeah.
Dax.
10. Nine plus 8 plus 10.
9 plus
27?
8 27. 27. That's 50 points. Nice. Boo Boom In! The worst randomly generated name for a dwarf ever. Alright.
What are you talking about? Booberman? Booberman is going to come with us on our adventures.
And
now.
he's
We're
basically
recruiting Booberman.
Dr. Eggman, yeah.
Boomin is the
we're-
new
Oh!
Bjork's Nest.
15,
We're going to
16,
slay
17,
gods
19,
with
20.
Booberman.
7 plus 7, 14 plus 6, got a 20.
Ooh, close to
Coming
me.
real close to yours.
So that is 30 points. Wait, what? Yeah. Wait, Ven, you got a 21?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's 30 points, not 40.
Oh, okay.
Alright, Kenna, your second turn.
Oh, that's so bad. Why do I keep rolling ones? 7.
7. You knock out Druck, and you take Druck's 3 points.
Sorry, Drake.
We need to work together.
Alright, so that happens, and then Boom In just goes, ha! Ven.
All right, let's try this again.
That 7 can't be knocked out now, so.
Oh, that is 11.
You knock out Kenna's 10.
We need to work together as a pot of 300 gold.
Alright, Druck. No points.
Oh
That
boy.
is at 3.
Ooh, goddamn. Ooh, goddamn. 26.
No one has a 26, so
Dang.
that's 50 points.
You could have had 53.
Alright, Dax. You're at 50. Boom.
I have to use actual dice because D&D Beyond isn't working for me. 8 plus 7 plus 10,
25.
which is
Well, 8 plus 10 would be 18 plus 7 is 25.
25.
And no one has a 25, so that is 40 points. Alright, Boo Boo Min.
Why do I keep thinking his name is Boo Boo Finn?
Go, whatever you want to call him. 17. Anyone got a 17? Anyone got a 17? No? It's 20 points.
A high scoring game.
Yeah, unless you're Kenna. Alright, Kenna, your last round. Your last shell. Your last
Oh, there it
oyster shell.
is. 10, 8, 18 plus 4 is 22.
Anyone got a 22? No one has a 22.
Ooh.
We're like.
So that's 40
So nervous.
points. Ven.
Uh, 12.
Does anybody have a 12? No one has a 12. So Ven, that is 10 points.
Hey.
Druck.
All right. This is the last one, right? Correct?
Yep.
All right. Come on, big money.
Big money, no whammies.
21.
21.
I think that's
Knocks
that
out
knocks out
first.
Ven.
That knocks Ven's first one out.
Oh no.
Sorry, dude.
Well, I was having better luck.
Dax.
At least it wasn't your fault this time, Ben.
That's true.
Just throw the oyster, but you should just throw it off the boat when you're on the boat.
And now none of us can play.
22.
22. That knocks out Kenna's last one. Wow. Kenna has. We'll see. Kenna could get her there. Oh, the 3 was already knocked out. So.
No. I was first in the initiative.
All right, Boo Boo Min. Okay, 13. Anybody got a 13? Nope. That was bad. Kenna. In last
Yeah.
place, 3 points.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, so bad.
And
Uh,
Dax didn't roll below a 20 the whole time.
In 4th place, Ven with 20. 3rd, Boo Boo Min with 50. 2nd place is Druck with 80.
Oh man.
Nice.
Dax with 94.
Holy cow.
Dax gets 300 gold.
My Dax dice came in fucking handy tonight. Holy shit.
Bootman just like, well,
Dax is just like sitting there and just kind of like. What was dice playing with you?
do you want
Hey,
to up the ante?
You know what? I'll go another round with you, Boo Boo.
1,000 gold.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a bit stiff. I would have to drink about,
You know what?
maybe 1,000 coppers worth of. to throw more of that down. You wanna be my patron
Fine.
here?
500 gold.
Why don't we stick to an even 100, Boo Boo? It's
How does that
Only-
up how does that? Oh, yeah, fine. 100 gold.
alright. I'll put in another 100 gold.
Okay.
Just, 100? That's what we're going with?
Yeah.
Ven says as he was already counting out the 1,000.
We could do it
All
1,000
right,
if you
100.
want.
100 it is. 100 it is.
100, so that's anybody else buying in? 100 gold.
Dax will go in.
Okay. Druck.
I don't know if more people is good for us or bad for us.
more people is higher odds that we'll knock out each other's shells, but also that we'll knock out his shells.
Yeah.
And if we have more odds against him, then it's higher odds that one of us will win the pot.
Maybe. All right. Cool. Yeah, 100 gold.
Right,
Fuck.
pot is 500 gold.
God damn it! This is ridiculous.
This is another roll for initiative too. So
Okay.
new round, and he's just a commoner, so it's a 7 from him.
Why do I always roll
Alright,
so
so
high on this initiative?
I'm gonna call this out because it makes it easier for me to organize things. So 25 to 20. Wow. Okay. 15 to 20.
18
16.
again.
Okay, one at a time. Kenna,
18.
Dax, you got a
16.
okay. 10 to 15.
12.
Ven, what'd you get?
4.
Okay, so Ven goes last.
All right, Ben, it's all you, bud.
All right, Kenna, 3d10. This is for 500 gold.
14.
All right, it's 20 points. Dax.
$14.
You knock out Kenna's.
Immediately.
Druck.
Targeted.
Oh goddamn! All right. 26.
50 points. Boo boo. Hey boo boo. 24 for 40 points.
Goddamn.
I want him to win so bad. Alright. Ven.
You want steal money from the party?
Who says I haven't already?
Yeah.
10.
10. Alright, that is 10 points. Ven has like the worst luck at this game. It's so good.
That's a good roll.
Alright, Kenna, your second
Mhm.
go. Go for it.
I believe that's 23.
Okay. That is 40 points. Dax.
Nice.
$20.
Okay, that is 30 points. Druck.
We go. 14.
14 was already knocked out, so because Dax knocked the 14 out, so there is now a shell back in 14, so 2, so yeah, okay. Alright.
Wow, 3 14s.
So Druck, that's 20 points. There is now a shell back in 14. Boo boo! 14. Okay. 10
14
to
is an
2.
unlucky number.
It's because it's the average, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like in that average range.
Ven. Come on, 30.
Right.
I want my first
Let's
30.
see how we do.
I want my first 30. No one's done a 30 yet in this. At all.
9.
3 points. Imagine if Ven wins this with
Give me a
13.
triple snake eye.
Kenna.
13.
Okay. No one has 13.
No one else better get a 13.
That's 10 points. Dax.
$19.
19. Okay. That is 30 points.
Alright, so this is the last round, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Druck.
Here we go. 16.
No one has a 16.
Woo.
So that is 20 points. Boo Boo Min. Come on. 19. There goes Dax's 30.
Man.
And
Who's
last but
around?
not least, Ven.
Come on, Ben. You're our only hope.
That is 6 and 8 and a 9, so that is 14 plus 9, 23.
Hey.
You knock
Oh,
out
boy.
Kenna's second one.
Oh.
Okay. For 40
What are
points.
the odds?
All right.
In every game, I've had 2 knocked out.
All right. In last place is Kenna with 10. He came in last again. Okay. Okay. Math. All right. In fourth place is Dax with 50.
There's a 40-point gap between 5th and 4th.
Ven is in third with 53.
I did better this time.
Oh, here we go. Did it go to Druck or Boo Boo?
Boo Boo stole a lot of points.
Druck. Druck in second with
What?
70.
What?
Boo Boo knocked people's
Yeah.
pieces out. Boo Boo, 40 plus 20 is 60 plus 30. He got 90.
Ah,
So he just 500 gold.
damn.
So,
Well, that's luck, I suppose.
seem to have a lot of gold to spare. You wouldn't happen to, what do you do for a living? You a merchant? You wouldn't know any of those
I'm a craftsman.
merchant guilds around.
I'm a craftsman.
Oh. What do you make?
Wood. This town is known for our wood crafting, so we make things out of wood mostly. I make a lot of the buildings, and I make wood ships, boats, spears.
How do you get the wood if you can't harvest from the forest?
We get it hauled here, or we ship it in,
Alright.
or we go elsewhere.
Makes sense.
Well, that was fun. It gets up, just walks away.
Bye, Boo Boo. Man, I don't think I've ever lost more money so fast. You know, besides the time we bought stuff. But not in a game like that.
Quoin rejoins the table. So how did it go?
We lost.
So,
We Dax won, but then we all lost.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's going to notice any of that old gold we got from that dragon's lair. It should be interesting.
Yeah, we got old coinage. Old prints.
Hmm.
Huh.
Your food eventually comes out. What everybody ordered.
Mm-hmm.
This is good company.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
it was nice to talk to someone who wasn't one of you. No offense.
I understand the need for variety.
None taken. Did kind of get up in a hurry, though.
And he's gonna look around his gold for
Everything's
his
fine.
gold and everything.
Just the gold you bet in the game.
Okay.
All right.
So 100 from each.
So based on what those fellas outside said, it's we're going a little bit further west toward like where that sign said, following that road, and then I think he said go north to the Gates of Bronze.
And
I
then,
don't see you.
said you can go under or over. Over is quicker,
Right.
under is longer.
There was the mountains.
Yeah.
I wonder why under takes longer.
We could ask and find out.
could. What time is it roughly? Like, is it still daylight out, or is it starting?
Still early afternoon.
Anyone need to do some shopping around? Refill up on supplies or anything?
No, not really. I'm just going to keep drinking because it feels good.
Alright.
For any other drink you want, I think it's like 5 copper, so. Because you're drinking mead, so it's 5 copper per drink.
Yeah, he's getting his gut fat with mead.
Okay. Anybody else gonna do anything in town, or just drink and drink and drink and?
I'm not gonna be drinking much. I'm just sitting around, reviewing my spell book.
Okay.
Are there any shops that look like they sell healing potions at all?
No. You wander. Do you like wander around?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just find general supplies mostly.
Okay.
General supplies and a place that sells things for like wood carving, like chisels.
Okay.
And hammers, but that's about it.
Druck digs the aesthetic because he likes carving up wood and stuff too. So he's all about this.
And just these dwarven guards with lightning whips that just.
Then in that case, I'm just gonna spend the rest of the afternoon and evening working on the potions a little bit more.
Okay. Do you all spend the night in the tavern, like sleeping in the tavern? Because it's just the tavern setup. It has there's no rooms. It's like woolen not wool, but blankets that are like been laid in front of the hearth, so people just lay down in front of the fire.
So it's more of a hostel than an inn.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you money to spend the night.
I mean, it's Vent's fortress that could still be covered in unpleasant imagery.
Yes, we want to test that in town, probably. And also, I think they would get upset if we tried to summon it in town.
That's fair.
You see the door of the
Plus
tavern open. Just people walking in and out, and the next person who walks in looks cool as fuck. That's the description you get.
Hey, dude,
That's it. That's all we find out.
Just cool as fuck.
Who are you?
That dude looks cool as fuck.
That's what you... No, I gotta find it. Hold on.
Is he related to Opuk?
No.
He looks cool. He looks cool as fuck, not cool. Oh fuck.
Cool. Oh fuck.
Not cool as oh fuck.
It's another dwarf. They are.
Go figure.
What? What the fuck? Okay, weird. Okay, got deleted. They're wearing brass armor. With a cone-shaped helmet. Very conical-shaped helmet. With a massive glaive on their back, and they walk in, and everyone kind of just gives them respect. They see the person behind the counter, gives them respect, bows to them, and you can overhear like, yeah, it's on the house. And then the person in armor nods and just goes, sits at a back table and starts ripping into this sausage, but with just their hands, just pounding back mead. They look at all of you, and they catch all of you, and they walk over.
Druck will raise his mug, seeing that he's drinking the mead as well.
Howdy there, friend.
Dwarf wanders over. Oh, no. I have not seen you here before.
Yeah, we're an adventuring party from down south.
Oh, what about down south?
A Nundeal?
This is a Nundeal. So what about?
Well, a Nundeal, what's it called?
The core?
The core.
Oh, you're from the core. Not many people from the core come up here. If at all, none of them do usually.
We just came here from the west forest.
Oh yes, the Ravenwood.
Yeah.
We came upon a burial ground.
Oh yes, lots of burial grounds in that forest from the war that happened centuries ago.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's a war between Duergar and Mind Flayers. It was about 600 years ago. The Mind Flayers tried pulling the Duergar back into the Underdark. The Duergar rebelled, and a lot of them were killed and buried in that forest. Same with the Mind Flayers. that died were just kind of left to go where they went, essentially died.
Name's Druck, by the way.
Nice to meet you. I am, fuck, where is it? My name is... And just kind of freezes for a second. Little loading symbol.
He's just in the middle of a very long sip.
My name is, Brostoki.
Bro?
Brostoki.
Or is your whole first name?
Yeah, Brostoki, Brostoki.
Or Brostoki?
Yes. So what are y'all doing on Remnant if you're from the core? You're a decent way from home.
Yeah, we're actually on our way to try to get an audience with the king.
Oh, why do you want to see the High King?
We just
Not many people from the core seek audiences with him. The last one who did disappeared. The prince, I think, from the core.
The prince from the core had an audience with the king, you say?
Yeah, he was supposed to come to Remnant for negotiation talks and stuff, and he disappeared. Never-
Drunk is like in the middle of drinking the mead, and as this gets brought up, he goes,
but he
but keeps the mug there.
he never made it to the capital to see the king, so he just sort of disappeared.
You wouldn't happen to know whereabouts he disappeared?
He
Like his last known location?
all boats from the capital land in the same spot. So from your capital, they all land in the same spot here. They don't really go anywhere else.
And where would that spot be?
Sundell.
Sundell.
It's in the Shattered Coast.
Okay, there it is.
That's where the ships from Anundil City land. But no one in Sundell saw the prince ever arrive.
So he never even got to the continent.
He may have, but he never was seen in Sundell. And divination wizards tried finding him, but they didn't find anything.
Perhaps when we get to the gates, we can try to give them a description, see if they saw him.
Oh, everyone has been looking for the prince here as well. Even myself and the fellow guards. I'm one of the high knights for the High King. You may have seen us flying around in the sky.
Oh, that's you.
We fly around on griffins. Because we're cool as fuck. So you're headed to the... were you all planning on going over the mountains or under the mountains? The Sud Peaks.
I think we were planning on going over them.
That is the quick route. That is the quickest route. Under takes a little longer, but it's safer. Ish.
I think we're fairly accomplished travelers.
Drek, you said how so?
Why is it safer underneath, but faster above?
Faster, it's a direct route on top of the mountain. There are no stops, pit stops, no settlements along the way, essentially. No rest stops, if you will. Under the mountain, you have to pass through every rest stop to get to the capital. There's no bypassing them. And it's he kind of just with his finger goes like this. Under the mountain, it goes in all sorts of directions to get to the capital. Over the mountain takes about 5 days. Under is about 14.
Wow.
I think. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 5. 14 days under.
Wow. So, how much to just go around? Wouldn't it be faster to go around?
You cannot go around the mountains to reach the capital. The capital is in the mountains.
Okay.
And it's the capital is only accessible by those two routes for security reasons and defense purposes.
Makes sense.
So you'll be heading to Mosstead next, then. Interesting.
Yeah, that's our plan for now. You got any tips?
There's no one there anymore. They all kind of disappeared.
What do you mean?
They just disappeared. All that's left is statues.
Is there any evidence of anything that might have run them out of town?
We haven't had time to investigate. It's been pretty recent.
Well, considering we are headed that direction, and we are fairly skilled adventurers.
Are you?
Yeah, we've done a few
Truck's
jobs
gonna
here
start
and there.
taking out pieces of the dragon.
We've completed a few high-level contracts over in the core.
You killed a dragon.
Yes.
Was that the one that?
So I'm told.
Was that the one that attacked Bastille? Word of that attack got over here recently. It happened a few weeks ago.
No, this was a different dragon. It had been inhabiting the volcano on the Great Lush for a number of years.
Well, the only draconic activity I've heard about is the attack on Bastille a few weeks ago.
Unfortunately, we were unavailable to assist with that.
Ah.
But we are available now and willing to investigate the disappearance of these townsfolk in Mosstead.
Alright, I'm just a knight. I don't authorize payment or anything, so maybe if you look into it, you could bring evidence with you when you see the king?
Is
Oh,
there
how it
any
works
kind...
here?
No, there's no one to reach out to pay. We don't have wayfarers guilds here in Remnant, so we don't exactly contract adventurers too often here. Adventurers aren't a thing on Remnant usually.
Really?
They usually die painful deaths here. There's a lot of nice things here. Magic is sort of untamed here, we'll say.
How do you mean untamed?
Well, it's almost like it doesn't obey the laws that most people expect magic to obey here. Some places not everywhere, but some places are a little volatile, especially if you get close to Ulmor Fen. Ulmor Fen is where it's the worst, it seems.
Does it radiate out from Ulmor Fen?
I don't really know.
Like the closer you get to it, the worse it is?
I don't really know.
Okay.
But there's just areas around here that can't be explained and are incredibly dangerous. Giants made of stone that hold a city up in the air and no explanation for it. You all passed by it on the airship. You all saw that settlement. Lots of... Like I said, adventurers don't fare too well here. So, just, I guess be careful.
So, keep your noses down. Don't get too curious.
Yeah, and if you come across something you can't really explain, maybe just avoid it.
Yeah, we kind of came in contact with that yesterday. That burial ground.
Yes, the burial grounds are all cursed. Generally, it's warned not to take anything from the burial sites because the items there are cursed.
Ben made sure that the
Identify doesn't reveal curses, unfortunately.
Oh.
But
well.
after a day, it's like I would know if I was
Oh, right.
cursed.
I need you to roll me a percentile dice.
Oh,
Yeah.
why did I ask? 28?
That fails.
Is this for the Cathedium crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And roll
That's
me a d100. This is going to be a delayed kick-in. Kicks in now.
8.
Well, you're all talking to this knight of the High King. You watch as Kenna's head swells up to 2 times larger than its normal size. And I need you to make a strength saving throw, Kenna.
Oh no. 13.
Okay, you don't fall prone from the weight of your head. And that's for the next 10 hours. And the knight just goes, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, that kind of stuff. A lot of stuff like that, actually, near the old
This is actually from something completely different.
It seems a lot like the things people talk about near Ulmore Fen.
I actually got this crystal back on the core, and that's what was causing this.
Right. That's very similar to the effects near Ulmore Fen, though. Also, if you do find yourselves near Ulmore Fen, just a heads up, some of the wizards or casters that have been out that way have spoken of their spells being more potent than usual. Less potent, that sort of thing. Anyways, safe travels and whatnot. And he goes back to his own little corner and continues eating his meal.
Pleasure meeting you.
And anybody else doing anything for the rest of the night?
Not in particular that I can think of.
Would it be
Alright.
too late to send Ascending to her parents?
It's pretty late again.
Could I knock off another 8 hours of potion making?
Yep.
Sweet. That brings it down to 25 minus 8 is 17 hours.
Okay. Do you all sleep in here in the tavern near the hearth? On those, like, blankets? They're unoccupied, so, okay.
Sure, yeah.
After a couple hours, you see the knight, he gets up, nods to you all again, and then he steps out. You can hear the sound of a griffin, like, "Roar!" And then he just flies off.
Man, that dude's cool as fuck.
Yeah, the High King's knights are cool as fuck. Alright.
He's actually a pretty nice guy, too.
Yeah, everyone in this town is pretty chill. Like, I'm digging it.
As you all wake up the following day and begin to prepare for the day ahead of you, that's where we're going to end it for the week.
All right.
Do you want me to roll my Cathadium sickness now, or
Oh yeah, do now. Your head thing would
65?
You're fine. Your head thing disappeared while you were sleeping.
Sweet.
Oh wait, no. 10 hours. You have 2 hours of it in the morning.
I did 8 hours of potion, and then I went to bed.
Okay, so it's gone.
Okay.
And that means it's a new month.
No month.
But that's where we're gonna end. We'll pick up there next week. So good night, everybody.